Yeah.
Okay, so good day to all the listening audience. We are here again with the Intellectual Bus Stop. Today is May 3rd, 2026. And where are we located? We're in the beautiful islands of the
Bahamas.
Bahamas.
Yeah.
Getting ready for our general election coming May 12th. And we will be discussing politics. We talk about every single thing to talk about on this planet, whether it's whatever it is, science, whether it's politics, whether it's even relationships. We do a lot of Bible talks. You know, people are Christians, who's a Muslim, and his mother's Presbyterian,
Yeah.
even atheists. We'll explain all of it because we'll tell you what God is and where the concept of God came from. We can discuss that today because we can talk about the Bible itself too. But right now, we're gonna lean more to science, lean more to us as human beings on the earth. So I got Brother Lockhart right here as usual, and Brother Lockhart like to talk about things off the air. So I said, okay, let's save it for on the air because one of the questions that we're gonna tackle right now, or not even a question, a statement based on us as nine ether melanated beings. And melanated means simply those of a brown nature or a dark hue. All right, that deals, and it's a skin melanin, but we also have what I think you mentioned last week was the euro melanin,
Yeah. Euro. That's dealing with the
the
mental
mental
or the
side of it.
mind. Yeah.
So we have a higher level of melanin even in that area. But science today doesn't recognize that, do they? The
The
euromelanin, they call it
no,
some,
they call it junk DNA.
they call our euromelanin junk DNA.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll talk. We'll talk about that
Yeah.
eventually as well. Now, I mentioned to him that we are human intelligence. We have a capacity within the brain to do things, and we call it human intelligence. But he then corrected me, and he said we were
OAI.
OAI, which is
Authentic.
original
Sorry. Original
authentic
authentic
intelligence.
intelligence.
Right. So original OAI, original, which would be in the beginning of the
Right.
first.
So what it is we reflect nature itself.
Hmm.
So we are nature in human form.
So we are nature in human
Right.
form.
So in the same way how nature has pre-coded calculations,
Right.
or what you call binary systems or algorithms that are pre-encoded in
And
nature.
fixed.
They are fixed. They create. This is how
So, for
the
example, you mean like the weather,
yeah
like
the
rain would
weather
come, or
yeah
the sunlight, or
all
winter, or the seasons
yes all of that is what you call
pre-coded,
pre-coding.
and it doesn't change. It just
It
happens
just
because
happens.
nature. Okay, I got
And
you.
that is all tied into the 99 elements, which is also pre-codings,
I see. Okay.
right? Which
Okay.
ties into DNA, which is pre-codings.
Okay. Right. Right. Right.
Yes, all of that is
So
what
then
all
that's
of it
where the original authentic intelligence
is
comes
come from.
from.
Yes.
So we have another term which we know today, which is artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
Now, I'm a computer guy.
You just have to look up the word artificial.
Well, then now you go because everybody using what is artificial?
It means fake or
Fake or
not real.
not real.
It just it tells you what it is and what
You
is
think they could
truly.
name that something else? They had to tell us it's artificial
Yeah.
intelligence? Wow.
Because codes don't lie,
Hmm.
but codes can be deceiving.
Right. So they made it in 6E for those that
Yeah.
created this system. They had to tell us they have to say, listen, this is artificial.
Yeah. But what
So
are
all your
they?
AIs, all your chat
Right.
GPTs, it's all
Right.
based on artificial intelligence.
That's yeah.
So
And even if you go and you challenge the AIs on their system, there's certain restrictions, there's certain guidelines, there's certain uh, things that AIs are not allowed to do,
hmm,
which lets you know that it is being centrally controlled by a outside force,
mhm.
or it has a human behind.
Interface.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Censoring all
ensures
information.
right. Otherwise, if it was truly
Authentic.
authentic,
Right.
then it would just give information because It's like nature. Nature doesn't restrict you from information.
It's available
It's always available. The question is, are you genetically aligned to be
to receive it
access or to access
Mhm.
that information? This has always been the case, even when you get back into the religion and Bible. The reason why some people call God a mystery is because they didn't understand
the
the
relationship.
relationship or the binary system or the mathematics or what you call the subatomic behind what they're calling spirituality.
I see.
Today, they will literally tell you that spirituality is now called quantum physics. And
Mm.
called quantum physics is biops, apertures, zeals,
Quartz,
quarks.
and all right.
These are just subatomic particles that at one point the Eurocentric mind believed that the atom was the smallest thing, and thereby the very name that they use, and they when they call it the atom, the word atom means indivisible, means it can't be divided. It couldn't go any
Couldn't
smaller.
split. They go to like split
Right.
the
It
atom. You
could
heard the
not be
term,
split
right?
until they found out about the older technologies, which is what they call the Higgs boson,
Hmm.
which allows you to split that atom.
So the Europeans, the sixth ether, so-called white people, thought that the atom could not be split.
That's what they believe.
That's what they believed at the
Right.
time. But now they realize that it could be.
Right.
Was there a melanated nine ether that was in?
There's always
What was the name of the guy that actually split something and they holding it? I can't remember the name. It's some stone.
I you're talking about the Shibaka stone.
Yeah. What is that?
Yeah,
Explain that. The Shabaka stone.
well, the Shibaka stone is what they actually call the Shibaka stone the oldest theology or religion on the planet.
Okay. All
They
right.
call it the Memphite theology.
Okay.
And again, theology is a European word
Because theory.
and it means theory,
Right.
except for the nine ether scientists. I think I trying to remember his name,
Let's take
Dr.
time.
Ebo.
Dr. Ebo, yes, we
Right.
heard about Dr. Ebo.
Dr. Ebo, they consider him, this is what the Europeans think about
Was he
him.
black or white?
He's black.
Well, you hear me, melanated.
He's nine ether.
Ninth, okay.
What the
Okay.
Europeans label him as, they said that he is the closest thing to a God mind.
Are you serious?
This is the
This is documented
this
now.
is documented. You can YouTube this.
Where the Europeans, when they came across Dr. Ebo,
classify him. They tested him.
Dr. Ebo, let me write that down.
Right. And they've tested him, and their instrument says that he is so smart, he is considered probably to be the smartest man on the planet at this time.
All right, like a godlike.
They say he has like a God mind.
Okay.
And again, he's a mathematician and a scientist, which is they're telling you what God really is,
Okay.
as far as they're concerned, is mathematics and science, which takes us right back to the conversation where we start. This is your binary ones and zeros.
Ones and zeros, but the elementary part of everything.
And between the 1 and 0, you have your 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then it starts the process over again. So this is where we get what you call the science of 9 to the 9 power of 9.
So 10, the number 10.
10 is the binary
of 1 and 0.
Right. It's always between the 1 and the 0, and it always reverts back.
And it makes sense because if you look at even the 2 and the 0 would just be, I guess, two ones.
It's just to a next power.
Right, because it goes back to 0, 2 zeros, and then 3 0,
and
then 4 0.
21, 22, 23,
You're right,
24,
so it doesn't change. I
and then it
understand.
goes to 30.
Yeah.
The 3 and the 0.
Got you.
So you just add another power of 10 or those 9. Or
so we still always back to the zeros and the ones,
but at a higher
level.
But at a higher level.
That makes sense. Okay.
Right.
All right.
And when you get into human manifestation, we are the highest level of manifestation that can be created, which is 9 ether.
All right.
A 9 ether would be original human or nature in human form.
That's after all of the years of processes and temperature and time
that creates 9 ether in its original state.
All right. So I have a question. This would be a tough one, I don't know. So when we were created or manifested over time, did we have intelligence when we were created at the time?
Well, this is why they will tell you in all of the rhetorics And when you go into black culture, they tell you that we was never civilized.
Well,
We
that was
were
a lie.
no, we never was civilized
Okay,
because
but Western civilization is that's something they understood.
right because they had to become civilized. We can't.
Okay, so one second.
We are a
Okay.
civ.
Hold on 1 second. Not
Okay.
to lie, please, audience, right? Because the way it sounds, I understand you saying it because it says that they said we were never
No,
civilized.
they were saying that. No, not they were saying it. Original Africans or scientific or religious, whatever you want to call those people,
Right.
in the earlier stages when we didn't have the slavery and all that in our
Right. In
history,
our original state of being.
right? We we were never civilized because we were those who civilized the
Other nations. I
uncivilized.
understand. So we already
Right.
we already beyond that state.
We have the civilizing formulation. It's just a part of the makeup. It's kind of like nature is civilized within itself. It has a predestined
Coded, I
order.
understand, right?
Right.
Of pattern of behavior
Right.
and lifestyle. Okay, so
And
all
you
that.
have nature creates one thing and something else and groups of things that all work in a system. That's a civilization.
I see what you're saying.
That's all civil. It has a specific response and a duty on a necessity for everything that has been created. That's civilized.
So when the sixth ether, so-called, aka white man,
Right.
Europeans came across us, they met a system
That was
of
already
culture
that was
and
civilized.
function that was really active.
Right. That
That they didn't understand.
right. In
Okay.
fact, what they would say is they say that there was never a time, this is the Europeans now,
Right.
when these people was not civilized or did not have what they call a religion or
Or
a
a
culture
structure of a culture, right.
because we were nature in human form. We came along and we
Pre-programmed
grew along with nature. We grew along with
environment.
the environment.
We coded.
We manifest when the necessity for our time came into being.
Okay, makes
So
sense.
when the temperatures and the environments is what it's supposed to be for our manifestation, we manifest. So this is why they say that we are eternal beings. This is why they say that uh, you're what they call e- everlasting,
Right, right. Everlasting
or they
life.
say that we never die. Really, this is what they mean by the hereafter. This is where all of these conversations that was put into the Bible without any
Proper explanation or
explanation.
right understanding on
So
it.
scientifically, when we say that we never die or we are eternal, eternal beings mean as long as there are people on the planet and there's a planet for people to be on, we will eternally give
Right,
birth,
through offspring.
mother,
Through
father,
offspring.
children, through
Offspring.
offspring.
But
But
that's the Trinity right there you talk about too. The
yes,
Trinity, the Mother, Father, and Son is the
but
Trinity.
it comes out of a quarter.
A quantity.
Yes, a quantity is
It's final
nature.
force, right? Nature is the first element I would
Nature is
assume.
the foundation
The first element
for
of it, yeah.
right. And nature predetermines when mother, then the father, then these children will manifest and start to regulate physical environments called planets.
Hmm.
This is why we are called earthlings.
Earthlings, right,
We
right,
are
right,
baby earths.
right.
Yeah, it like I said, when you really get into it, it all makes proper sense.
But the sad thing is, like, what you're talking about sounds very dynamic and very diverse as well. But this stuff will never be taught in the schools.
No, but because it
Maybe
goes,
some universities, maybe as an elective, but you will never hear this kind of stuff in the schools.
you wouldn't hear it not like this. What they would do is they would what they do with information, like when they teach about melanin, they don't tell you that melanin is every single aspect
Of life
of life. Every single thing you interact with
has
is a
melanin,
melanin or a melanin
which is a
particle,
source of energy.
right? Which is an energy. And what we keep saying is energy is neither lost or destroyed, simply transmutated from one state
Source
to
to
the
the next,
next.
right,
And
right.
this is exactly what melanin does, even inside the body.
So can we say that melanin is also subatomic?
Melanin is where subatomic it
That's where
comes
it came
in and
from.
out of subatomic. Yeah.
So I like this. This is
So
very
the
good.
physical melanin is
Right.
subatomically manifested by temperatures.
So this melanin is
The
like a
99
frequency
the
and a
99
vibration then.
elements, yes, it is light because they tell you melanin starts with the sun,
So melanin
but
then
melanin is not the sun
no,
because
the sun is a part. The sun would have come out of melanin.
right.
Okay, I
See,
see. Right, I you say.
okay, so this is what this is.
So
And
this is what we call the God particle.
this is the God particle.
So the essence of what they think God is simply the God particle that is subatomic, that is an energy or frequency that we do not see.
Right.
But it's not a physical man.
No.
And
That's
and
see,
this go ahead, go ahead.
but this is why
And furthermore, for people listening,
so
you see how we're interacting.
right,
Nothing. This is not scripted.
right.
We have decided that we would just shoot the breeze, and as they pick his brain, he can bring back what he can remember, and we'll bring information out. This is not scripted.
All right.
But so it's like it's not man. So
No,
for Christians saying, "Oh, I bow
right.
dead, God help me."
No, right.
Okay.
So getting to the religion aspect of this is where they're getting the idea that God is in the form of a man.
Mm-hmm.
But the scriptures doesn't say that God is in the form of a man. It says man is in the form of the unseen God.
That's in Colossians, and we covered that. That was in Colossians. Is Colossians
Right.
1:15.
Yes. So when you go and you read that, it's telling you that this energy or this thing is invisible. So what it really is saying is for people back then who didn't understand subatomic particles,
Right, right.
they didn't the invisible means it's so small, it's so tiny, it's so minute that the naked
I
eye
can see
cannot
it. Right,
perceive
right,
it.
right, right.
And so for those who don't have nine ether
Abilities,
you cannot interact or get in touch or feel
or even understand.
or even or calculate it.
I don't calculate.
And this is what they mean by having a personal relationship with God,
Right.
or this unseen force that is called the invisible God.
Yeah. And if and not to sidetrack, but if you think about it, when you are having a hard day, you say, well, let me go outside. You go outside, you sit under a nice tree, the breeze is blowing, you are now at peace because you are now one with nature.
Yeah.
And it's calming your spirit right back down because that's what we're supposed to. It's bringing a balance from
rebalancing.
Rebalance. That's why they say walk bare feet outside
because
on
that's
the
your
earth.
biorhythms, and the earth starts to regulate and pick back up with your heart rhythm.
Everything. And they say, look at these barbarians in Africa running around bare feet. No, we were bare feet for a reason.
No, there was a reason.
But man decided to make shoes, and they didn't use leather anymore. They used plastics or things that would separate your feet from the ground.
Every single thing that they're doing is severing you from your creator.
Yeah.
And that includes the phones, that includes the
everything, your televisions, everything, the food, medicines in particular.
Right.
Now, not to get sidetracked, but I do know, because I do natural medicine, so I'm a herbalist, and I came across the word pharmacy. And not come across, you know the word pharmacy, I did some research on the word, and I moved in the word pharmakia.
Pharmacia, yeah.
And I went further into it, and it talked about
it comes from the word sorcery.
Sorcery and trickery, and also it was talking about, you know, what will mess the mind up, it'll affect the brain.
Right.
Literally trick the brain.
It tricks the brain.
So I'm like, wow, and they know what this stuff is.
They will tell you the most effective way to test a medicine or a drug is how it debilitates melanin.
Wow, I mean, it's got to cross the blood, the brain-blood barrier to get through.
So it helps to deactivate, kill, or shut down the melanin in order for it to bypass.
Because I got to do some more research, because right now you talk about this neuromelanin. I think if we talk about neurotransmitters, all of the synapses, the firing parts in the brain, that is amazing, because the brain is beyond, it's amazing. So you're saying that they will affect that and disrupt those transmitters.
Yes.
So hold on, I shouldn't say this. I shouldn't say this.
So you now have a fragmented brain.
So I shouldn't say that, I get in trouble for this. So I'll just say it's believed that these vaccines these babies, these immunization shots.
Yeah.
The babies now become, and don't tell me it's not true, because I know persons who babies were fine, walking around, mama, dada,
All this hypertension.
you're going with a shot, and now they dribbling, they drooling, and they're
Yes,
dragging.
yeah. This is well documented, by the way, though.
So, which means that these shots are designed, especially black children, to affect the neurotransmitters.
Even the young children in the United States, they get diagnosed by psychiatrists,
Yes.
which doesn't use science. They use what they believe based on what they call patterns. So
and behaviors and
behavior.
Yes,
so if you're hyper, they
classify you.
They classify you based off of those things. But what normal, healthy child isn't hyperactive?
I think basically all children are hyperactive.
In fact, every last one of us was hyperactive when we was young, and we didn't have those. We there was nothing wrong with us mentally.
Exactly. But now they classify it now as ADHD.
Right.
And now they want to give those children a prescription drug, which will keep them stagnated for the rest of their lives.
Right.
Stagnated for the rest of their lives.
And fragmented because it causes you to have what you call loops or skips.
So disconnection and calculations are off.
Right. Yes. So that means you can no longer calculate or interact with 9 ether forces.
Yeah.
Because they're shutting it off.
And that's amazing because we know the power, and I would say this again, the power of the melanated black man.
But this is all science, you know.
This is documented.
We're not talking about what we believe. We're talking about, even in the scriptures, this Yahshua, this Jesus Garrett say, we talk what we know.
Right.
This was in John chapter 3, when he was talking about the 2 types of people, and he was saying one was of the spirit, of the water, and one was of the earth. So he is saying that there's different types of beings, and they are classified in different intelligence. He even mentioned in the scriptures, I think this was in Matthew's 10 or somewhere around there, he was saying, unless your truth is greater than the truth of the scribes and the Pharisees, in no wise can you re-enter back into the kingdom.
Right. And this kingdom wasn't talking about a physical, like a
we know that
mansion place.
They say that the kingdom of God is
within us. Right. So I mean reestablishing the communication of the calculation.
Memory.
Yeah.
Because there is no place where you really go, because it's all interconnected.
Yeah.
Heaven is not a place, it's a state of being.
Yeah.
That's where you become at peace.
Yeah, state of mind, state of being, all that good stuff.
Right. Jerusalem, the city of peace.
Yeah.
Jerusalem, the city on high.
That's where the word came from, right? Jerusalem was the original word.
Jerusalem. Yeah. Haru. And Horus, or what they call Horus, Haru.
And that's still going back
on high.
And that's going back because Horus or Haru sound like something Egyptian.
It is. It's
right. So it means, because listen, and I guess
one Egyptian goes back to what you call your Nubic, or your Sumerian, or your Babylonian.
That's way back.
This is when they start mentioning cuneiform.
Way back.
This is where they get back into what we're calling that Memphite theology, or the Shubaka stone.
Where the hieroglyphics come in there. That's also
the hieroglyphics is just one of the forms or symbolic ways that we communicated our, using pictures and symbols that went along with our scientific information.
So prior to that, you would say then that the original authentic intelligence, human intelligence, we were telepathic. We were able to, like, if, for example, if one of our family members were traveling a distance, we would be able to read their minds, or we could communicate with them.
Well, it was more like, it's the same way how, how
this phone is right now.
Let's keep it simple.
Okay, good.
It's the same way how me and you at this distance.
Now. Yeah.
Well, or let's use the dolphins in this instance. Dolphins.
You work with dolphins.
Or whales. Yeah.
You work with dolphins.
Yeah. And the research on that is a whale can communicate with another whale halfway across the planet, using what they call echolocation.
Echo chambers.
Which is just the frequency moving through the water on the currents.
I understand what you're saying. Right, right,
And
right.
we know that frequencies move, I think, what, 3 or 4 times faster in water
Well,
than
yeah,
in
okay.
air because the air causes it to dissipate.
Right, 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 right. And the right, the particles in the water keep carrying it. If you
Right.
use that word, yeah, okay.
And it moves 4 times faster.
Echolocation,
Yeah, that's where frequencies again.
sonar.
Sonar is light slowed down, which means the dolphins are interacting with light at some point,
Hmm.
and they are echo or they're transmutating it. Energy is neither lost or destroyed.
Right, a different
Simply,
form,
so they change it from light into a
vibration of
vibrational
sound frequency, sonar. Yeah.
frequency, and they pass that information from one dolphin or whale to the next.
So it means that the dolphins and the whales, their sense of, can we use the term, no, echolocation receptors
Yes.
are very sensitive, and
Neurotransmission.
they're very
This is still
and they're very sensitive, right?
neurotransmission. Yeah.
Very, very sensitive.
Right. This is why, remember back in the day when they started doing the experiments with the radars,
We're
it
here
was all wherever
because
the
we talk about this
but
now,
we had a
energy. Because
couple whales that docked up here because of
you
the
see, you
frequencies.
know where I was going with that because you
Yeah.
didn't even know. No, you had no idea I was going to mention that
No,
next.
I didn't. I
Because
didn't know. Yes.
and that's what you're going to tell you
But
because
it's all connected.
right, the sound they had these sonar stuff going
So it
on,
was
and they were killing the
yeah,
whales.
they had them beaching on the waters because the messages was getting confused, and it was telling them the message was causing them to get a
Of
different
course, different
off course.
calculations. So it wasn't the sonar frequency being too loud in order to
Well,
damage.
it was a damage was happening.
Right, that's what I say. It was
Yeah,
damaging
yeah.
the sonar receptors, and I think they
Yes,
died because
and their brains and
that's what they
stuff. Yeah,
communicate. That's their
yeah,
form of communication.
yeah. So yeah,
Why do
so
humans do stuff like that?
well, no, well again,
Let me fix that
so
because
so
it ain't a melanated man doing that.
right, so
Why
it's a certain type of human or mankind.
mankind
So you
always experimenting, always trying to figure out
mind you,
something?
they just tell you, they say one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. So what they call a leap to them is a small step for us.
Okay,
That's like, oh, we didn't pass through all of them. We didn't know all of that
so
stuff.
we could say we classify ourselves as a human with hue, color, and maybe we
Right.
classify them as a kind of man
Yeah.
because
That
of the lack of melanin
melanin
or
or
neuromelanin, I think is
neuromelanin on you have eumelanin
new melanin.
and
Right,
neuromelanin,
right.
right? And they still have eumelanin, they just have it at a very, very, very diminished
State.
level
Okay, I understand.
because of the six ether composition. It does not allow them to receive the fullness of it.
And that's how nature. That's how they were
Right.
created.
Right. So that means not only do they can't calculate properly, that means they can't smell, they can't touch,
The
they
colors. The
can't
colors are
taste,
dim.
everything, right, that they see partially or they see in black and white.
So this is the reason why when I've been to Ireland, 'cause I've been to Ireland, everything was just
Pale or
drab. I
bland.
mean,
Yeah.
the buildings.
Yes.
It was just like, how do they live in this? I couldn't
Right.
say, how do you live in this place?
Yeah.
Everything was just dull.
It's dull
The
because
architecture, the designs, everything was
right,
just like it was
right.
amazing.
It's only until they started interacting with us, they started to realize.
See color, dress code, dance, music.
Right. That's
So we were the life of the planet. We were the original caretakers of the planet.
we're the salt to the earth.
Man stopped, but the Bible said that.
Yeah, but we are the salt.
You know,
To the earth.
salt is a preservative, right? Salt
Right.
can preserve
It is
things.
also a seasoning.
It's also
Right. It's a preserver
and boy salt is going
and a
some steak. You eat
retina.
steak? You eat
Right.
steak.
Not only that, let's get more scientific in the salt. Salt, or what you call iodine.
Iodine, yeah.
Iodine is necessary in the earliest stages of what you call embryology.
Mm-hmm.
And without iodine, that regulates again the neural pathways, which regulates the brain, or
Pineal
what you
glands, all
call
that stuff.
or what you call mental stability,
Mm-hmm.
which is why you have a lot of six ether beings. They are mentally
Disturbed or
disturbed,
challenged.
challenged, or they have issues.
At birth or just
Schizophrenic. This is from birth because not enough iodine. That means that the child has mental issues, and watch this,
right.
and they also have problems giving birth. Now
Oh,
go
now
and
we know
look
about
at
this
the
now.
record.
The birth rates
We know
now.
this is a common one. Everyone
This is
knows
proven. This is science
this
right
is
now.
this
This is
is something that
documented.
they are afraid of because their fear is that by 2040 they will become the minority in America.
And they have no life everlasting.
Right, which means that
By
they
2040, you said?
yeah, that's right
That's like
around the
around the
corner.
corner, bro.
It's like 10 years from here.
Yeah, that's like around the corner.
So you can understand why all
24
of
is close. Yeah.
the wars and the depopulation of people, the COVIDs and all of this stuff, where all of this is coming from, or why this is, why they had a gain of function for these diseases, warfare.
That's biological warfare.
Based on the information coming out now, they're saying that they intentionally weaponize this supposed COVID concoction
In
and
order to achieve their goal,
of
to bring in their
of
systems, their world
right.
systems.
The only problem with that is when a six ether tests things in a scientific lab, the 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 how should I say this? The genetic
Results?
results, or what you call mathematical equations, is not
It's always
accurate.
off.
It's off.
Always off.
That's the first thing. Two, that means that whatever calculations they use in the lab, it's not going to be the same response in the real time because it's a
I got
controlled
you. It's a controlled
environment.
environment. And it's unnatural.
Right. So you have this is what you call a Pandora effect,
It's
where
unnatural
you don't know what is going to
to
come
happen out of your
out of
experiment.
your experiment.
Yeah. And that's
Yeah.
why they always doing trials and errors. Oh, this didn't work. And there's a movie I watched. I can't remember the name of the movie is, but they were trying to create this human and they keep failing. And they were on, she was labeled 10,001.
Yeah.
So after 10,001 tries, they finally were able to get it. And she was still malfunctioning.
Right.
I'm like, wow. And they were just.
And see, and because in their code is a malfunction code.
Yeah.
No matter what they do,
they can never get it.
They will always have a malfunction.
Yeah.
Even if they use our scientists to create the correct science,
it still goes against nature.
And when they try to interact with it, because they are 6 ether trying to interact with 9 ether,
yeah.
they are restricted from it.
Yeah.
So this is why
it's like a no entry.
Right. It's
you're trying to put a code in this car, but the car doesn't. You identify.
Right.
So
we do not recognize you and your code.
Right.
And so it's kind of like nature only can reflect what you have inside you.
Right.
Along with nature will only
respond, acknowledge, or
and it will only respond to your level. So if you were 6 ether, nature will only respond to you 6 ether.
Yeah.
So no, so
you can't get to 7 or 8 or 9. You just can't.
When the Bible says stuff like you cannot deceive the very elect, this is where these type of things are coming from. It means that the very elect can't be deceived.
So I want to
because they are 9 ether.
I want
they are incorruptible.
I want to stop you right there because and not cut you off.
We're not talking about us.
No,
black people.
I come on
because
right now.
We are corrupted.
Okay, but let me because I want to just stick a pin right there because you know the I used to teach the Bible at one point.
Yeah.
And of course, all of us on this side of the planet in the Bahamas, we grew up as Christian.
Yeah.
Some grew up as Muslim.
Yeah. Even I grew up as a Christian.
Right. And then as we started
to
learn,
I didn't grow up as a Christian. They tried
to Christianize you.
They tried to, but they could.
You were baptized? They don't know water in you, man.
They didn't get me into Sunday school.
What? Oh, you were defiant.
I wasn't even defiant.
You were a real 9 little kid.
I asked the Sunday school one simple question.
Right.
And the Sunday school teacher told me I have to go to God for the answer.
Oh.
And so it was confusing to me.
Because you couldn't find God.
No, that wasn't what confused me at first. It was the mere fact that you were the teacher who's supposed to be teaching me about this God.
And give you the answers? Yeah.
But you were telling me that I have to go to someone else. The very thing that you're teaching me about to get the answer that you didn't have. So I deduced that I said in school, when I go to the maths and English, They can answer any question based on their curriculum.
Right,
They can
right, right.
provide
Information. Yeah,
information
yeah, yeah, yeah.
to appease me. I say, but you calling yourself a teacher, but you're telling me that I have to go to the source that you're teaching me about in order to know the source.
Right, right,
I say
right.
that doesn't make sense for you to even be. What would be the purpose of you?
Yeah. So
If
that so matter God can teach you himself.
right,
If you can't get the answers, but at that point you can no one can find God.
right, and because the way they're looking for God is they're looking for a human being
Being,
or
yeah.
a humanized form.
But I find it strange because God himself, well, according to the European version of the original writings and their confusion and distortion of information,
Yeah,
they say that God is invisible.
right,
And then they say in another tongue, God is man.
right.
Makes no sense. But if we should be manifest, because even these Jesus said, "You are
Until
my
you
brothers and my sisters."
until you rightly divide the word,
Right, rightly divide the word and get the
right,
understanding of the writings.
of what those words was, because they was trying to convey these messages. Even if you go like in John, in John chapter 1 verse 1 through 9,
Mm-hmm.
again it tells you who and what God is.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
In fact, let's go to the John chapter 1.
Okay, and I'll bring it up.
Yeah, let's go on, and if you read it, you will see the very same principles of when I tell you it is these are all binary systems.
Mm-hmm.
These are all codes. You're going to see the same thing apparent to you when you go into John chapter 1,
So
1 through
let's
9.
find the scripture here
Yeah, John chapter 1,
for
1
all the
1 to
Bible
5.
buffs, those who
Yeah,
love. Listen, I would say I used to teach the scriptures.
yeah,
I want to still talk about the chosen people. I wouldn't be able to get
yeah.
into that, all
Oh,
right?
we
Because
could
I
get
don't,
into that.
you don't want to lose the trend because the Bible reflects everything about who we
Yeah,
are. All right, so this is the King James version, and I always use the version with the Apocrypha, which again were written other writings that were
no, but
taken out or hidden.
you once you got the concordance and
The concordance is good, yeah,
yeah,
definitely. John chapter 1, you said, right?
yeah,
I'm reading from verse.
from 1 to 5.
Let's read it. So the word, well, this is the subheading, the word became flesh. John chapter 1, verse 1. It says, in the beginning was the word, and the word was with God, and the word was God.
Right,
Verse 2 says, the same was in the beginning with God.
right,
Verse 3 says, all things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made.
right.
Verse 4, sorry, says, in him was life, and the life was the light
Stop
of
right.
man.
See, go ahead.
Let's read 5.
Uh-huh.
It says, verse 5 says, and the light shineth in darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not.
Okay, so let's break that down first.
So let's break it down.
So,
Verse 5, the whole thing, or just
so it right there is telling you that this word, when you get the verse 4 and 5, they're saying it's really the light. And we know scientifically,
yes, okay.
watch how this works out. Watch how the science shows itself in the conversation. We know that when light slows down, it takes on the form of vibration or what you call sound.
Yes.
So, and we know that sound, when you use letters and enunciations, create words.
Right.
So the sound that comes from the light is the word that they're saying is this God.
Right, and then even in the beginning,
but they're saying that this word is actually light.
Right, based on
this conversation. So they're saying that this light is the light that lighted every man and every living thing, by the way.
Yep.
Which takes you right back to when you talk about the invisible God. You right back to the same
subatomic force or energy.
Right. And when we say energy is neither lost or destroyed,
it's just transmutates.
So you're moving from light to sound to density to materialization. And they say
that's manifestation.
And this is when they say God will speak it and
speak life into man
into existence.
Okay.
This is the word. The word is the slowing down of the light into sound into density, into
into atoms,
materialization,
and then in
into
yeah,
glass, into metal, into human flesh and blood. And they
right.
say that the word became flesh. See there? The word became, but go back and read it. It says, and the word became
Flesh,
flesh.
right. Translation that was
Verse 2 or 3, I
the
think.
same was in the beginning with God. All things were made by Him, and without Him was not anything that was made. And Him
Oh, I
was
think it's
I
around,
think it's something I know is the
it's
word.
around 9 or so, or 8 or
Yeah,
9,
let's
somewhere around
see.
there.
Verse
Go to
9,
6. Go to 6 and
6
read.
was there. There was a man sent from God whose name was John. Past that, verse 7 says the same came for a witness. Let's go to verse 8. He was not the light. Verse 9, the light. Verse 9 says that was the true light, which lighteth every man that cometh. Somewhere it says the word
But go
became
go back
flesh. It was a
go back
John.
to the beginning. Go back to the top.
Okay, we back in verse 1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God.
Right.
But somewhere that we read where it
Yeah, keep
says,
going. Keep going.
verse
I
2
think,
again, the same was in the beginning with God.
yeah, keep
Verse 3,
going.
all things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. Verse 4, in him was life, and the life was the light of men. Now, I could go into a different, because I think in different Bibles it says something different.
No, no, but
I can find it. I'll find it. It says the word became flesh, something like that.
yeah.
Let me see if I can find that. The word became flesh, because that's written in the scriptures.
Yeah, that's written in the scriptures.
Yeah, let's see if you can find this.
But I think that's somewhere right in
No,
John.
it's somewhere around here. You know,
It's
all the gospels got it
but it's right in
somewhere.
John. It's right in John.
You can find it right now.
I think it's right in
I say I
John.
used to study his Bible so much, but I tell you. Yeah, down to verse 14.
Yeah, I know it was in John. I know it was in
So
John.
let's go down to verse 14. Wait on there.
Yeah.
Let's read from verse 13. It says, this is St. John chapter 1, verse 13, which were born not of blood, nor of the will of the flesh, nor of the will of man, but of God. Verse 14 says, and the word was made flesh.
Right.
All right, now, of course, this they're talking about
So
the so-called
this takes you right back to the conversation in John chapter
chapter
1.
1, verse 1 issue. Yeah.
Right. This is telling you that this same word that is responsible for all other creatures, it became flesh. And this is where they attach this to what you call this Jesus character.
I'm gonna mention it because the fact that they're just talking about this now as if that Jesus was like the only person made of this God.
No, because Jesus already said that all of us, he said, when you see me,
you
you
see
see the
right,
Father.
right.
And if I'm in the Father and you're in me, we are all one in the
Then the Father.
Father.
And the Father again was going back to Abba.
And I come to realign you back with that light or that power that you originally had, because you are off course.
So to summarize that, we are off course because we lost touch with the natural things of nature and
Right.
what is called God.
Right.
And we came into an illusion and a delusion,
the Greco-Roman
system with technology and
I talking even biblically back then.
Also, of course, so back then they were doing this.
So they was following another religion or
another way of another culture,
belief, where they were sacrificing and believing that if they kill or sacrifice children and all of that.
Yeah, that goes way back to Exodus and Genesis and all they were doing that.
So yeah, this is
and that's a misunderstanding of the original people losing their way.
Yes.
And I could use the word influence.
Yeah, influence, because they're being influenced by those who was practicing those ways, who ultimately enslaved them.
Yes.
And this is the purpose why this Joshua, Jesus character, came in, and he was saying, I came to the lost sheep. He didn't say I come to the 12 tribes of Israel. He said I come to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, which was Judah and Benjamin.
Right.
Because what most people don't know about their own religion is that after the fall or the split, the deception of King David, when he was tricked into giving his half son, who was not ever supposed to hit the throne because he was a mixed blood.
That was Solomon.
That would be King Solomon.
So King
Where
Solomon was a half son.
yes,
He was not of the true bloodline.
no, because
So
remember,
was Queen Bathsheba baby?
but yeah, that's clear. But remember, it
And
was.
all that you find in
Well,
the
hold on,
concordance, right?
hold
That's
on.
in the concordance too.
Yeah, yeah. All this isn't even in the concordance. This is in straight up
It's in
is
scriptures.
right in the script. This is not hidden. You just have to go through it with a fine tooth comb and kind of just go through all of
So
the.
Queen, hold on, let me, because I listen. I've been on the Bible so long. There's who was the one who he sent to be slaughtered to take the wife? That was it. The one who was on the rooftop naked. No,
Yes,
that's
that was the one who King
David.
David.
That was David, right?
Right.
So I forgot her name. That was oh Lord,
She was Bathsheba.
that was Bathsheba.
Yeah, Bathsheba. So
So he had a child, Bathsheba. Yeah, and then the Bible
yes.
said God killed that for his child.
No, no, no. He killed uh I think one of them,
One of
but
them, eh?
this was the last
No, you're
one.
right. He married this woman. He actually took her the wife
Remember, he
after he
killed
killed the husband
the husband in
in the
the
war.
war,
Wicked.
who was a Hittite.
David was wicked, you know.
Well, we see. We don't need to get into all that
Don't
on
get
that
that.
level. Oh, this is the reason why, because you're only going to incite people about
The
their
Bible
beliefs.
and the beliefs.
So I'm not here to tell them about their beliefs.
So wicked don't matter.
It doesn't matter
Makes sense.
whether he was wicked or not, because whatever they was doing was based on their circumstances. But
Mm-hmm.
focusing on what was going on is the criteria that we after. And what I mean by that is this, that David, when you research him, like you said, he was a corrupt person because all throughout his career
He was
in the
doing bad
Bible,
stuff.
he was a mercenary.
He's killing people, man.
Right. So he never claimed to be
A good
a
person,
good
which
person.
is true.
Right. And
And we read the Bible, and this we
right.
don't see these
Well,
things.
because yeah, a lot of
The
it is
brainwashing.
a lot of it is because we've been taught to omit or redact certain aspects of the Bible to skip around or to do what they call sound biting.
Right, right. And there's no
So,
accountability.
or we take one scripture from the old and then we add it to the new and we kind of like make it work.
Smooth it off, right? Make
Right.
it.
And so we call that prophecy and all that. But a lot of those scriptures and Old Testament, New Testaments, they don't really align. In fact, none of them ever align.
Well, the New Testament is a whole different book. It's a whole different
Yeah.
concept. I mean, the whole
Right.
entire thing.
Right. And it's all the New Testament was where they stole the birthright of one group of people and they created a new testimony, because remember the testament was the last will and
Testament,
testimony.
right.
So they created a new will and testimony, which is where the Greeks became the new Christians.
Mm-hmm.
This is what people don't understand about what happened in the scriptures, is where they were saying that I came to my own and my own received me not. And they make it seem like, well, now we're going to spread the gospel throughout the world. But Yahshua, Jesus, he never claimed that. He said, I'm going throughout the world amongst the people who was dispersed.
Right. You say who the people dispersed.
Who was dispersed among those what you call Gentiles or Goyim or whatever they used to call them.
Goyim, hold on, you use the word Goyim.
Goyim is a word.
I've heard that word recently a lot.
It just means Gentile.
Yeah, but
unclean.
Yeah, but you have the and I would say this, the fake so-called Israeli people claiming to be God. They use that term a lot, like everybody else are Goyims, and who are they?
Well,
you've heard them say it before, right?
Yeah, but all you do is just go back into the scriptures. The scriptures will tell you, because when they claim to be Jewish,
right,
you automatically claim that you're not original.
Right, because Ish.
When you say the Ish is telling you you're mixed.
Sort of.
Brownish,
pertaining to, right?
Bluish.
You're not original.
Yellowish. You're saying you're mixed with something else.
Right. And they say they're Jewish today. They call themselves Jewish.
And we know because King Solomon was a Hittite of the Jebusite tribes that David those conquered and was enslaving, that became what they call sheriffs or second-class citizens. The same way how black people became second-class citizens to Europeans in the West.
Got you.
where
Right,
we
right,
was
right.
allowed to do certain works, have certain positions, but we was never
They're in
allowed.
control.
We never was allowed to have the same autonomy of power and control.
Or I'll say maintain or retain it because
Right,
remember when they went there, we were already in charge.
right,
Because when
right,
the Europeans went to the Americas, they met us there.
right.
They met
They
indigenous
meant
people
indigenous
in the whole land.
Africans
Yes, in that land.
in that land, and so
And
that's
and history don't talk about that stuff.
well, again, that's his story.
Yeah, yeah.
His story is to ensure that you don't know
The truth,
your
his
or
own story.
my story,
Right.
which they would
Our
say,
story.
which is now what they call a mystery. No
Yeah.
one knows. It's
Because
all
there's not much talk about who we were as a colored nation of
right,
people before slavery.
right.
You
So
see, if you don't go into the dynasties in Africa and Egypt, you don't talk
right,
much about that stuff.
not even that. The dynasty is right in America.
Yeah.
You are the same pharaohs and stuff that was in Africa was still in communication at some point with those that was in America.
But they were traveling the seas, and
Yeah,
when Simon reads some books, they were actually traveling the seas
there's
way
clear,
before
there's
Columbus,
yes.
and they were shipping goods and whatever it was.
So all of these navigations and mathematical
Yeah.
movement and trajectories and plotting courses and following the
So
stars
yeah,
and
that's stuff
all of the stuff is scientifically ready stuff that we already had
done ages ago,
done
ages.
millions of years ago. This was just we didn't it wasn't nine ether beings. We didn't have to learn science. Science is in the DNA.
Right, and that's coded, and it just carries on.
Right? It's not like we're brilliant people, and not to make it sound less than what it is. We're just coded with all knowledge for where we are.
Right, and so
Whatever the necessity is, we have the code
and the answer,
and the
and so
answer
to
to solve
survive
the
and
problem.
right, I
That's
got you.
all
Yeah,
that is. Nature ensures that whatever problems arise, calamity or whatever, there's always a
a
fix
solution for
or
it.
a
So
solution
Dr. Evil,
embedded in
so
yeah
Dr. Evil would have been like that at that level where he
where he uh,
aligned himself.
aligned with all scientific knowledge because what he was exposing that they was calling a religion was just a scientific
Called,
breakdown of the subatomic particles, the 99 elements,
that's it.
which they was calling a religion, which is when you get into Egypt, we have what you call the 99 elements or the 99 names of what they saying is God.
Right, right, right.
And we gave those names attributes and they was aligned with certain principles
Within nature,
or elements in
nature.
nature,
Right,
which
right, right.
is the 99 elements that they use on the periodic table.
Right, because as I was doing some research as well, for example, they say, oh, Egypt used to worship the sun god, right? But there was no worship of the sun.
No,
We had knowledge and we knew what the sun's purpose was.
yeah,
So
but
we respected the sun.
right. So we wasn't worshiping the sun. We
No.
was having a worship with the sun. In other words, we work with the sun because the sun works with us.
Of course, give us life,
It gives us life, but it
melanin,
also
vitamin D production,
right.
immunity.
But not only that, it also gives us a cycle because morning sun, noon sun, and evening sun
Right, right,
that
right.
works with the melatonin and the serotonin.
Mm-hmm.
So morning sun is what reactivates the serotonin,
Mm-hmm.
and you collect serotonin until up to evening time, and by evening around
It's transitioning
7,
down.
because remember there was no artificial lights, so by 7 or
The
whenever
sun started to
sun
set.
set
Mm-hmm.
would automatically convert serotonin into melatonin, and melatonin is more like a sedative that causes you to get drowsy and put you to sleep. This was automatically happening. That's why you see all of the planet, all of the animals on the earth around 6, 7, or time of sunset, they all disappear. They gone. You be like, well,
But yeah, where
everybody gone?
right,
Because they still following the code within their genetics, which tells them 7, 8 o'clock or sunset is time to In fact, they'll just go to sleep. We can even do a test like with pigeons or stuff like this. The magicians used to use this trick or this technology. They would put the brown bag over the bird head,
Mm-hmm.
and the bird would go into what they call comatosis
Right, just go to sleep.
because you cut off the light, and so the
And
bird
their brain
just
is wired
to just go to
right,
sleep
right,
when the
right.
light cuts off. So these are all scientific realities,
Unnatural.
and these are natural things that happen along with the alignment of nature.
And I want to add to that too, the fact that the reason why you have morning, afternoon, evening, because when the light goes, that's when the work stops.
Yeah,
But now we have artificial light. So after the time for serotonin to kick in, we still working under the
right.
artificial light. So this is a bad
So,
response.
all right. So now
So
your
you get you
serotonin is
is
being
yeah,
confused.
out of balance now.
It's
It's
out of
gonna affect you, right?
balance.
That's why people have insomnia, they can't sleep, all this stuff going on
That's
because
what's going on.
their calculation is off.
Right. And
So
so,
when nightfall, the advice I do now is when listen, I always on my computer, but I realize when
right.
night come, I stop my work. You gotta take a break.
So,
Shut it down.
so when I was saying that
Wow.
this isn't a choice for nine ether beings.
Mm,
We us using this technology is a survival situation.
mm.
It's the same thing with the rat that will eat the rat poison because that's a survival situation.
Right,
If they
right,
don't eat nothing, they will die.
right,
The poison means you're going to die slower.
right. But you just take a chance. That's food.
So you'd be like, well, I got to have something to eat to at least keep going so that maybe tomorrow,
And if I had real food
real
and the
food,
poison wear out,
or I'd be strong enough to resist the poison,
right.
or,
So us in this system now of technology, smartphones,
every single thing is killing us.
artificial light,
If
artificial
it's
air
if it's
conditioning.
artificial, Bo, it working against nine ether melanin because anything that is not authentic, again, if it's not real, if it's not nine ether, it's going to be
A
detrimental
negative, yeah.
to nine ether beings. And right now, we are in the belly of six ether
We're in the
forces.
belly of the beast.
We're in the belly of the beast.
And they ain't just only the technology, man, it's the foods. Their foods destroying the pineal gland, trying to calcify it,
Right.
slowing us down. I mean, it's crazy.
Yes. Almost every food, if a six ether force touches something, it automatically begins to convert it to six
Six
ether.
ether, yeah.
This isn't just them
Deliberately doing it.
deliberate, it's just what they do.
That's their
It's
code.
the code. And if we can understand that it's like a snake. A snake don't want to bite you because it like biting you.
Right.
It's genetically designed that if you get close to it,
Right. Or threatening, or if it feels threatening, it will attack. That's
it'll
an
attack
instinct.
you. That's instinctive.
Yeah.
It's genetically designed that
That way,
way.
right, right, right.
And so what we're doing is we're trying to debate whether these types of beings are humans like us, but they have never
I mean, the
given
kind of
us
man.
right this kind of mind if they are as human as the original human beings.
Best say probably not.
Well, let's look at their history that they have left on to this present day. Is there any record or any evidence that show that they are compassionate or loving or remorseful people?
No, on the highest level, if we think about it, especially the track on history,
Their own history says that
yeah, no.
even
If
right,
you look at 400, if the slave trade stuff is real, for 400 years of slaughtering,
oh, right now,
slaughtering.
recently, America has just threatened one of the African countries
I just
with
heard
their
that.
own resources, and if they don't turn over their resources to America, and they have control of it, the AIDS patients, which is an equivalent of about a million something Africans, they're going to stop giving them that aid to save those people. In other words, they're saying, if you don't give us your resources, we're going to kill
You
these.
kill a million people.
We're going to kill a million plus people. 1.5 million people of African descent is going to die if you don't give us your resources.
I don't give them the AIDS. I mean, see, the thing is, they create the
That's
diseases.
my point, and they own the patent for it.
They create the diseases. They give it to the black man, and now turn around and say, "Listen, if you don't give me this, like, you know what I mean?"
So So again, based on the
That is
history,
very bad.
based on the history on the current trajectory on their behavior right now, which is very parasitic.
Very parasitic.
So so we're not judging them. We're not using prejudice. We're using actual
Their
evidence,
own information
their
that's
own
available.
record. We're using their record to pass a correct judgment on them based on their own actions. So that's what I'm saying. So even some of their own people are now recognizing that their government is very very corrupt.
It's very corrupt and bad. Yeah.
And they a lot of them are now admitting that hey, this is how we've been taught, and we realize that our people are very corrupt. And again, does that mean every single person is corrupt? No,
No, no.
but
You got some. I think
right,
still mixed with
there's
us
right
in a
there's
way, and
right. So it isn't like the thing. It's just that the majority of those people they understand that their survival is based on death and destruction. That's part of their code.
yeah.
But we as nine ether, we have to understand that that simply just means that we cannot align ourselves with people that are destructive by nature. We cannot fix them. We believe we could fix. We believe that they have a certain humanity that we can reach,
No, you can't.
but they're genetically not wired that way.
Right, right. So you can't change a program.
A program that is being
Yeah, a
encoded
program
in
is a
the
program, right?
DNA.
That's how the code was written.
That's the written code.
Yeah. And if
That,
you even try to change the program, it'll be destroyed.
and this isn't
Yeah.
just those any six ether influenced being tends to operate in the exact same
Same
way.
way. Yeah, yeah.
It is what it is. All parasites operate in the exact same way.
They have to
All parasites,
survive. They're gonna eat from the host. Eat the
right?
host.
And they will trick, deceive, kill, whatever it takes in order to survive. That's just the natural order of things. It's just up to nine ether beings to understand that six ether and nine ether can't be in the same environment. You don't even have to kill them. You don't have to go and have a big war with them. You just
Separate.
separate yourself. And if they is as superior as they claim they
Then let them
are,
survive.
then they should do fine because they're the ones claiming that we need to be with them.
Right.
So let's put it to the test. You go on your land,
Right.
we go on our land, and we see even right now when they need resources, where they gotta go. Do they have their own resources, or they have to keep going to Africa for it?
Well, I think that well, let's talk about oil. They have oil, but they want more oil so their oil doesn't run out. So where do they go? You correct, they go to Africa.
Right.
I got some countries right here. Nigeria is one. Nigeria, I think, was the third largest oil producer in the world at one point. And now they don't control their own resource. It's controlled by the Europeans.
See,
That's Nigeria. You have the Democratic Republic of Congo. They have cobalt, something called coltan. Libya has oil, and Sudan has oil and minerals. And everything is in Africa.
well, yeah, and Africa has like three-quarters of
And
all
what
natural.
the Europeans, what they've done was to, I'll use the word, befriended them.
See, and sometimes we
It is
kind
so
of
sad.
we kind of feel some kind of way talking about these. Like it ain't like this stuff is even hidden. It ain't like you could go on any
Well,
website, any
let's put a disclaimer out. We're not here to bring prejudice
this
or bias. I'm not saying
right.
this is a disclaimer
This
or
is
bias. This is just that we present the information that's ready public. It's
available.
ready
It's
public.
public. This
It's
isn't
public.
like
For example, the war in Iran
it's a
that was
public.
waged by the United States of America is uncalled for, unwarranted. But that's a fact,
Right.
and it's my opinion that it's unwarranted because what you going to war for? What did the Iranians do to you? Nothing.
No.
But you want to put somebody in place who you approve of to be their leader. I mean, it's like me coming out and say, bro, you ain't a good leader in this house. You're a good husband. Let me get rid of you. Let me get Jake down the road. It doesn't make any sense because I heard the news.
And Jake just happened to be aligned
I
with
like, you understand? So, and the thing is, because with Iran, the son of the leader that the U.S. so-called killed took over, and the leader of the United States said, "Oh, we're not pleased with him." it's like for me, you can't make this stuff up,
Yeah,
bro. Who are you to say who is the leader of another whole country
yeah,
of millions of
yeah.
people? Who are you? So no one can say, well, we don't approve of you as a leader of the United States. Why don't you go jump off the bridge and put somebody? So I'm just saying, it's the minds. This is the mind. See,
So, and again,
this is six ether
but
again. We're
no,
talking
but
about them.
that's, see, and that's the focus. See, that's
But he
why.
think he's doing nothing wrong.
No, see, but you got to
Oh
understand.
my
But
goodness.
when you're looking at it from the lens of a six ether being, they are not doing anything
They
wrong.
think they're doing is justified.
No,
They
it
think that
ain't that. It is because survival is justified in
in
whatever
their mind.
tactic. See, you got to understand six ether only how deception and trickery,
And lies and yeah,
yeah,
and
and
delusion and
traps,
illusion and
right?
traps. Yeah,
So they have to be very good at that.
they are.
That's my point.
They're very good at
So
it.
so lying to them isn't being evil. It's being
Normal.
strategic and it's being intelligent.
That's normal to them.
And when you do get into it, that's unintelligence
Yeah. Yeah.
because they have deceived pretty much the whole world
Well, yeah, yeah.
over and over and over
That is
again.
amazing. It's just it's beyond
Yeah,
amazing how they could either come to the planet or be on the planet
yeah,
and just deceive the whole planet.
yeah, yeah,
Because I mean, if COVID-19 wasn't the biggest deception on this in the universe,
yeah.
it's beyond amazing.
But
COVID,
let's look at this.
Corona.
Let's look at this so-called Epstein file thing. You would think that,
I want to talk about Epstein files. That's a little bit
but you would think, right,
just
that the United States government that has this supposed Epstein file and all of the supposed evidence, you would think that this would be the mother lode of
of
cleaning up shop and
mm,
getting rid of all of these
bad. So purging,
wicked,
purging time to purge.
right?
Yeah,
And you have all of the evidence necessary to do so. You would think that this would be a blessing in the sky. But like I told people when this first came out, I said, nothing is going to happen. And I said, and watch this. The bigger tragedy is that no one is going to do nothing about it.
yeah,
Because it ain't so much that the government ain't doing nothing, it's the people stand by and allow the government to do. Y'all ain't doing nothing to the government that ain't doing nothing.
right,
So
right,
you
right,
are telling them, oh, it's okay for you to do it.
right, right, right.
So again, you're dealing with six ether forces, and this is simply the way six ether forces
Operate.
operate. Because the wars that America fight ultimately benefits
America.
America. So only when it looks bad for them, they probably make noise about it. But when it works out, they'd be like, well, okay, let's look at Venezuela. The
What's the
population,
guy again? Juro or something? Juro
yeah.
somebody?
But the point
You know where he
is,
is right now, right? He's in an American jail.
right, but here's
How could you? No, I got word that he's in
right.
an American jail in
But
New
but
York. I don't know.
but here's what I'm trying to point out about this
Right.
vote is the fact that the whole of America didn't have a problem with their president going into another country that didn't. It wasn't
It provoked
like they was
unprovoked
provoked.
war.
It wasn't like they sent a bomb or they
They
did
triggered. They
they
didn't trigger a
triggered
war, right?
something
Provoke
to
a trigger. Yeah.
cause this.
Yeah.
They just one day they just went into Venezuela and just took the oil and claimed that they was what pushing drugs.
Yeah, the narrative was that he was a big time drug dealer and the drugs were coming into America. So there's a paint a false narrative and make it believable.
But how could you accuse
A leader.
a leader or something like that? Well, like
And where's the evidence?
where was that? See, that's what I'm
And where's the
saying.
proof? But even so, but even let's just even say Maduro or Maduro, whatever his name is, was a drug dealer. Let's just say. And drugs come in the States. Why you can't stop the drugs come in the States? You have your coast guards. You could, and then also he actually that might have been AI because I saw a whole boat was blown up on the sea. I was like, hold on, the United States just bombed and destroyed a vessel with people on board, and they claim that they were moving fast drugs. I think I'm going to fast drugs. So you know we speak. It was a fast boat moving very fast. It was fast drugs.
Yeah. So well, I
like
mean,
him,
so
like him, but they kill the people.
but see, here's the problem. Someone
They
who
didn't
is
stop the boat. They didn't seize the
eh,
boat. They just They just bombed the boat.
But besides all of that,
Maybe it was AI. Maybe it wasn't real.
even if it's AI or not, if someone is known to lie, how can you believe anything they say?
Can't believe not a word. Not a word. Remember, I mean, I don't know why we're talking so much about the United States, right? But it's just that they're so close to us. And all
Well, we're not
no,
talking about the United
I want to
States,
know about weapons of mass destruction because Colin Powell, being a melanated man, and also another secretary, another female,
but he's influenced.
he was influenced. But remember, I think with Colin Powell, and it was it Iraq? The lie, I have to say a lie, because everybody knows to this day that there were no weapons of mass destruction. As a matter of fact, United Nations brought it up at their meeting, their summit meeting. The guy said recently there's no way we're going to fall into a trap to believe America again, because he said they went into Iraq and they said the weapons of mass destruction. All right. And Colin Powell, I think his 9 ether calculation started to kick in. And he said, you know what? I can't be a part of this. Like, did he resign? He had stepped down. He said there were no weapons of so it means that even their own administration is being lied to believe a false narrative.
Yeah. So again,
that is amazing. This is beyond amazing.
See, but that's we're not looking at it. But I don't indict the government. What you have to do is you indict the people that put the government in place, because
they would know. You think Americans knew that Trump would have gone to war?
No, that's not the point.
Okay.
The point is they still have a constitution that say that when the government becomes corrupt, and
there's a clause therefore they could
they have the power as the people to move the government out of that
office,
place, out of office. So again,
I think there are war laws also, because I think what
and he already violated those war laws.
And there's also international treaty laws he has violated, and the United Nations is doing nothing.
This is my point.
We don't spoke on this. The Prime Minister of Barbados, Mia Mottley, and she ever had this. Mia Mottley, that woman is a force.
Only a woman had enough
testicular fortitude. We say we would say balls.
The say something for what it actually is.
Have you seen her speech?
I haven't.
I implore everyone to go in the United Nations, go on YouTube and find it. Mia Mottley's speech.
Yeah.
She was listen. She only addressed. She addressed the fact that she said that Israel to this day is committing genocide against those Palestinians for land. All right, and she said that's wrong. She said that this august body of the United Nations is doing nothing about it. So what is the point of the United Nations? It's supposed to be United Nations with a cause to protect nations.
Remember this, Pope. Nature never created and united anything.
But you're right, because we supposed to just remain separate.
Yeah, because when you get behind all those United Nations, they're all only one
purpose.
No, they're only one people.
You mean
that
make it up
themselves through many nations? France, Germany, all
Italy,
of those, all of them tie back to this queen. Remember the other day they just confirmed that Donald Trump is a family to King Charles. They just said it's just that.
But he called himself Jewish.
But that's not whatever they.
I can say he called himself Jewish.
But the Jewish are also linked to the queen, them too.
Yeah.
See, no matter how we twist all of this, right, it comes back to where we're dealing with.
And it's hierarchy,
You're dealing with the same group.
There's a hierarchy to it.
So at the end of the day, when you're looking at it from a scientific lens, 9 ether and 6 ether cannot be in the same space and occupy the same.
Well, I want you to
reality.
I want you to go deeper into that, because you could break that down and talk about boundaries and borders and why. Because that's where you go in.
Well, yeah.
What nature has created.
Okay, if nature created a tropical
or even territories.
Territories.
Let's do territories and animals then.
And boundaries.
Yeah.
It's the same reason why, all right, it's as simple as, would you ever see a shark come out of the water and try and dominate the land?
No.
Could it?
It cannot.
Because its code doesn't allow it to.
No, it's a sea animal. It must stay in the sea.
Right, and it's definitely a sure, clear coding where if it does come out of the water, it's not going right.
It does.
So that's nature naturally letting you know that what's in the sea should be in the sea. And it has its parameters and its purpose and its reasoning for why it's in the sea and why it does what it does. And the same thing with any dominant creature
Like a lion.
that goes into the sea and try and go up against a shark,
It's not gonna happen.
ain't nothing happening for that lion.
Right.
So it's the same,
Different turfs, different
right,
territories.
and for different reasons and purposes. So this is the same
With humans.
reality with
Humans,
humans.
right? We have certain land mass.
And we have certain species of humans
Yeah.
that are genetically molded and built for certain environments and places within nature.
Like for the equator.
Yeah,
Dark skinned people go hang out in the heat in
right.
the equator.
And how we know this for sure is because those who don't have that dark skin, when they do try and hang out in the sun with us, we know that they die and get cancer.
Yeah, oh, yeah, definitely.
So again, the same thing what is happening in the land and the sea is happening with the cold climate and the hot
The climates,
climates,
yeah.
as above, so below. Right? So this is consistent. In fact, nature causes a lot of disruptions. Not that nature is causing it. When you step out of your boundaries, you
You
automatically
disrupt the natural flow of it,
flow, and so
which will cause a disturbance
which cause a
and cause a
disturbance,
miscalculation.
a miscalculation, and then there is a retaliation for every
Every action,
action.
there is
The
a
opposite and
reaction,
equal
yeah. And
reaction.
that cannot change. It's going to be a
Right.
reaction.
So when you see viruses and stuff pop up out of nowhere, and I talking naturally, it's usually because something does not belong in that
That
environment.
needs to go.
That
And the
needs to
virus was
go.
created to get
And
rid
the
of it.
virus is there to test it. The virus be like, hey, what's going on? Nice to meet you.
Can you handle me?
I know that Fred, Larry, and Paul and Susan, they good.
What about you?
I just need to go inside the DNA and check you for a little bit.
Right. And you survive it, then
You survive it,
you
then
good.
you obviously belong here.
Yeah. If you don't survive it,
If
then
you
yeah,
don't
yeah.
survive, be like, oh well, we need to start breaking you down. And so the sickness is telling you how compatible you are.
Mm.
So the sicker you get is telling you the more you know you don't belong here. And
And that happened a lot because I think the scurvy virus and all those other viruses they had even come on those ships, even their environment, coming
to a
into a
new
different
environment.
environment, and they lack vitamin C, all that stuff.
That's what's going
And who
on.
saved those white people? The black men on the board of the ship were like
And again,
doctors.
this was the mistake.
Yeah.
Nature does not design one species to save another species. The species itself is designed to for self-preservation.
It's like your immunity in your body. Your immune
Yes,
system is designed to
to help you fight off
a
any
disease or invader.
bingo.
And then you use natural medicines to help that
And it has to be
within that region that you're from.
right. Yeah. Or you have to be strong enough, which is makes you an invasive species to a new environment,
yeah.
which causes you to become a predator or a parasite.
Right.
Which means because of your dominance in a unnatural environment that you're now in, you are now terraforming that environment and you're causing all of the things that was there to die. Which
like the lionfish.
Bingo.
The lionfish came in our waters. Only God knows.
It didn't come in our waters. We know that.
Well, I don't want to say it was brought in the waters.
Yeah,
The Chinese brought it, man. The Chinese brought the lionfish in because I think that's what they eat a lot of it.
Pretty much.
And that is
and that's a
monster fish.
Technique.
Why tell you kilogram fish?
Yeah.
Got them poison spines on it. So I mean, all this, and that's an unnatural move.
Right.
Because it doesn't belong in our waters.
And it was very little things.
You ever taste that?
No, I probably never.
But I taste a good thing.
But
we had to try it.
Yeah, I know, but
that's what sweet fish. Boy, lionfish. That's what sweet fish.
But see, all of that is a part of the terraforming.
I should be eating that then.
Well,
I had it for about a couple of years.
Well, what happens is it's still eating
our natural species of fish that I.
So over time, it'll
die,
adjust into our system. But what it has done in the process of being in the system,
it has changed some stuff.
It moves some other things,
that's what I'm saying,
which causes it to genetically move us slightly.
I understand, yeah.
Which makes us watch this. This is where we get it wrong. This causes us to be more tolerant or subservient to other groups of people that are in line with that species. because that's coming from their environment.
Right, right, right. You're saying.
Okay, I'll give you
Mm.
another example. The reason why black people don't really have a problem with white people and all the stuff they're doing is because they like their TVs, we like their cars and their technologies, et cetera, right?
Yeah, the phones.
And their foods. KFC, McDonald's, Burger
Yeah,
King.
I feel on that though. That stuff ain't. That
Yeah,
ain't really.
no,
Yeah, I
but see,
understand.
what I'm trying to say
We have
is
adapted to it. We've
we
accepted it.
we are eating their genetic byproduct. Therefore, we are more susceptible and influenced by them. So when they say stuff, we are more apt to accept what
Yeah,
they
because
say
we being
be-
decoded. We being
because
decoded.
they're changing
Our
us on a
codes. Okay.
genetic level.
Right.
That's the reality. So we got trees, we got mangoes and dillies
Avocado,
and
sour sop, juju,
and for the greater
grenade.
part of what you call environment or our people,
Mm-hmm.
they pretty much don't even mess with that stuff no more.
Mm-hmm.
And therefore,
Angles it.
yeah, and therefore you have a lot of people
Goes
getting
down.
sick, they having issues, and a lot of them have to come in
They gotta come see me.
after they realize that the modern medicine does not work,
Yeah.
and they on their deathbed where it's almost impossible for you to save them.
I'm so glad you said that because, buddy, I in this field. We work this field,
So
and we get the calls. And in many cases, some people call us like early. Let's use cancer for example. Many persons will call, stage 2 cancer, and then they say, oh well, no, the doctors say we're gonna go to chemo, blah blah blah. And then they reach stage 4 when nothing works, then they call me. And like you said, at that point, the immune system is compromised, the organs are failing, and there's not
and
much you
they
could
want
do.
you to to
I
work the
can't wait the
miracle
miracle. It's too late.
because nature doesn't work on miracles.
Yeah, it's too late.
It
Yeah.
works it works on mathematical
Patience,
equations.
yeah. So if they change your lifestyle, change your eating habits, start on the natural products early, which is because those are the natural medicines we do, is simply
So
medicinal trees
so you just
and roots.
said everything that you was asking me, you just reiterated the exact same reality. In order for those people to go back to a healthy,
Yeah, they gotta go back.
natural way of
Yeah,
life,
natural way of
you
life.
have to move all of those synthetic, artificial intelligence and artificial substances and foods and environments
Yeah.
if you want to be healthy again. And a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll do it for a while, and as soon as they get
Better, they
out
go
there,
right back.
they go right back to it.
Yeah,
And
you're
then they
right.
trying
Yeah,
to
yeah,
figure out,
yeah, yeah,
oh,
yeah.
but the cancer come back. No, you went back to the cancer.
Right.
The cancer didn't come.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You went back to the cancer.
Your heart don't attack you. You attack your heart for years, and then your
Yeah.
heart give out on you. Say, well, I keep trying to tell you, stop doing this. Don't eat the meat. Don't do this. Don't.
That's a good thing right there. That's a good thing right there.
So the heart don't attack you. You was attacking your
The
own
heart,
heart,
yeah,
and
yeah,
your
yeah.
heart just failing. Like, all right, I can't push no more.
So persons, and the thing is, all of the oily cooked foods and we call seed oils that are canola oil, corn oil, those things are a poison.
But no, they're poison in the wrong application.
Well, I mean, fried foods and that,
Right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you got
Be-
cholesterol building up, clogging your arteries.
because you need those oils, but you're supposed to get them directly from the source.
I would say from the source, and I would say the type of oil, because as a matter of fact,
Right.
the corn oil, the oils that are packaged today are processed oils.
Right. That's why I say
Right.
that
So you
way.
go to the original oils, like the olive oil
Which
from the
right,
tree, so that's
right,
good. That's one of the healthiest oils we
right.
find.
Most of the trees we eat, mangoes,
Hmm.
avocados, they have natural
They have
oils.
natural oil. Even coconut
Coconut oil,
coconut
yeah.
oil
So you supposed
to
to
go
get
to
the oils
from the source.
directly
Yeah, yeah.
from. That was the
And it's
relationship.
beneficial. It's
But
very beneficial
that's
in the
part.
natural state.
So when I say in a genetic code, that's part of the code. The code was you supposed to eat
Yeah,
of the land.
yeah.
Let your food be your medicine.
And your medicine
Let your
be like
medicine be
food.
your food.
Yeah.
So what is the food that we're eating will tell you what is the medication. So whatever we are putting in, that's
Is
what we're getting out. We're
right,
getting the
right.
results of what we put in.
You're 100% correct.
Yeah.
Because people with
So
diabetes, I mean, how you eating? No, eating sugar, eating candy,
okay
eating
then. So
chocolate, drinking about 1 million juices a day. So we expect to get
so
diabetes.
that's a recipe and a
Yeah.
mathematical formula for
And the
diabetes.
body will know, like, what the hell? Would you just put me again?
Yeah,
I just fight this soda off last night. Now you're drinking the soda again.
right.
So eventually, the body, like you said, the heart, you attack your heart. And your heart just, you know what?
And
I
your
had
heart be
enough.
like, bro, that's it.
I had enough.
I wasn't designed to even take on this much
I
stress.
was doing a study on the brain, how powerful the brain is, and the brain would stay alive and be the last thing to die
Yeah,
because its job is to keep everything else going. So I tell people, when you're in a debilitating state, a degenerative disease like cancer, and you at stage 4, and you've not had any help to help it, so all your organs now are failing.
right,
So the brain says, listen, the kidneys got stones, cancer, the heart, all these. So the brain says, you know what? I can't fix nothing else.
right.
So the brain says it's pointless. So the brain says time to shut down, and
Yeah,
then you die.
yeah.
That's
That's
what happens. The
no,
brain, the
yeah,
brain does a scan. It calculates that the liver,
yeah.
that can't be fixed.
Listen,
The kidneys, that can't be fixed. The uterus, no, not done. So hold on, no, okay, that's it. So it shuts down because there's nothing else it can do.
right.
The immune system has been
And the
compromised.
code starts to create a viral effect, and the virus sets
Attacks,
a deprogramming
or yeah,
process, and it
yeah.
starts to eat you from the inside. This is what
It's a
cancer
destruction. Yeah, it's a
is
destruction.
a internal self-destruct code.
It's just yeah. And it's amazing 'cause I learned also that when the body dies, where these maggots come from? We actually create those things when we die
Yeah,
because
because of the toxic
and it has
environment
to
we
eat away
created.
the flesh. I was like,
Those are the
it's
parasites
amazing.
that you have invited inside you for years that have been there,
Yeah,
and
just waiting.
they just burden through you.
Yeah.
You are their host. That's really all that is going on. So when you're saying cancer, we know that that's a big, when they call it a tumor, we know that that's a tomb full of viruses
Viruses and yeah, and in some cases parasitic stuff
or
is all
parasites.
kinds of going on that.
Well, those parasites and viruses, they are one and the
One and the
same,
same.
depending on how you have the conversation.
Yeah. Because
Or
that's amazing. That's
virals.
amazing. When I treat cancer now, I treat it in every aspect.
Yeah,
Antimicrobial,
yeah.
parasitic, whatever it is, I just get them everything. Look here, we ain't no get on. Just get it. And let me tell people too that when a tumor is formed, it's formed for a reason. The body says there's a problem.
Yeah.
We can localize this invader
And try and
and try and you could fix it. So now, if you have a localized tumor and you could now change your habits, go back to nature, then eventually
the tumor start
it'll
destroying
destroy it.
because you're starving it from its
But here's what the
supply.
doctors do. Hey, you got a tumor. Let's see if it's cancerous. And then they do.
They cut it open.
They cut it open.
And they release.
They do a biopsy on it. They do a needle biopsy on it. And
yeah,
when they touch that, it spreads.
And they know that that's what it is.
Well, I can't say much, but I heard some things from a doctor recently, and he said that they know that when they touch it, they spread it. I was like,
they know.
For the life of me, this field is going to be challenging, bro. And why? Because you want to give chemo, because you want to make money,
and then chemo naturally will leave you helpless.
Chemo kills, bro. Chemo literally. Some people listen. They don't get the truth on it. People take the chemo and they die.
I know.
They literally die. So some survive, but the numbers are very, very, very low. People die.
Yeah. And even if you after chemo, the only way you will restore your body, you still have to change your whole way of living.
Everything got to change again.
Yeah.
Because the cancer, you'll find the cancer.
And watch this, you got to go right back to nature.
Yeah, but now they know now that the best way is back to natural health. Natural health, exercise, proper food, diet, state of mind, all the good stuff.
Yeah.
You see, so it's sad, and again, where these cancers come from. All these things are laden in the foods we eat. It's just bad. It's just
cancers are 6 ether
mechanisms. That's really what
and they only respond when you allow a 9 ether or a genetic template that is supposed to be at a certain premium to fall to a 6 ether level, or if it's born into that.
Yeah, we talked about that before too. You can be born in that environment, born in that code.
You could born coded with 6 ether, which means you're predisposed to being highly susceptible to 6 ether
conditions,
conditions and influences.
That's amazing.
And 6 ether forces and parasites work through you, because remember, most of these parasites that infect people they have the ability to mind alter you to make you work on their behalf.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of these bombs and these people in these particular places, you need to check them out on a mental level. Who they really working for?
Yeah.
You thinking that they operating on something? Some of them are being remote controlled,
Yeah, mind altered.
and we have no idea how smart and intelligent these species are. They've been around for billions of years.
Amazing.
Well, they get people to do certain things
That's what
that
I'm saying.
work.
It's
That
amazing.
isn't just by chance. That's strategic and
Yeah.
that's intentional. That means that when they send in messages, they understand the language and the patterns of life to such a high degree
Great. Yeah. In
that
order to do what they do.
they know what to do in order to get you to work on their behalf.
But even so, I think Elon Musk, they're doing some kind of chip implant, and you can see things, you could type with your mind. This is all going back into the system we talked about.
Yeah,
You see,
but
and
see, it ain't what they're doing with it. It's why they're doing it. It all goes back to how do we
control.
control
The big word
the
control.
host
Yeah,
so that we can feed off of it.
that is just crazy, man.
We
It's
don't see
crazy.
this is the final finality.
Right,
Parasites only infect you because you are a food source.
right,
And see, we looking at what they call in modernity. We're looking at what they call in progress, but we've never looked at what exactly is this progress.
right.
Where are we progressing to, and what for? Because they claim that they're trying to find God. Like what? Okay, I'm trying to say this. They're trying to find cures, but why would you need cures unless you're admitting that you are sick?
Mm-hmm.
Because you've never heard nine ether beings when they were in control of their destiny ever mention about sickness and trying to find cures.
We never had an issue,
We never had those issues because we was one with nature.
right? And we had issues that have been very, very minor, and only get big
We
again because of the influence. Because
we
at the time of Imhotep, those Europeans were already around.
but we wasn't but we was in Imhotep. This would have been which Imhotep because you had seats.
The one who was the multi-genius one.
Right. No, what I mean by that is you had Imhotep would have been like a seat
Okay.
where there might have been different Imhoteps, is what I'm saying. Just like you have different Harus.
Like Imhotep, the first, second, third, like that.
Right. So
I don't remember which Imhotep it was.
yeah.
But
So
during the time, he was known as the father of medicine. So
right.
have you any idea which one that is?
Right. This was during the era when they encountered these people.
Right. That's what I'm saying, because the Greeks came across them at the time,
Right.
and they were starting to take the information from the Egyptians.
Right. And then what they did is they modernized the medicine.
Let me read the Imhotep the
And here's
last.
what they did. They moved what they call the spirituality out of
yes.
In other words, what they did is they turned it into a drug because they couldn't take the pure nine ether medicine.
They couldn't.
So they had
to
to
water it
They had to
down.
water it down and turn it into a drug. And they're using these same drugs that should only be used for them. They're now using it on nine ether, which
is affecting us.
Which affects us negatively. And we know that their medicine breaks down into four categories: stimulants,
you mentioned that to me before. I think
hallucinogens, narcotics, and
there was one more.
And suppressants.
I might have been suppressants.
Or sedation.
Okay.
That's when they make you numb and you can't feel pain. So all of that deals with pharmaceutical, which goes back into tricking the body and the mind that you don't feel pain or you're seeing things that don't exist, which is the
hallucinations, yeah.
Or the narcotics, etc., or what they call psychedelics. Right.
All the drugs.
All this drugs.
All affects the mind
in a negative way. And it has a greater impact in a negative way towards nine ether beings than any other race of people. So it's the worst possible situation for us.
Yeah. And these things were created, I think, just to affect us.
Well, it was created to help them, but
They still are pushing
it,
on us.
but they push it on us because what they're trying to say is if we can be healthy like them, then let's make them sick like us. Therefore, oh, see, you got to
That's their
understand
code again.
narcissism.
Narcissism.
If
Yeah.
I can't have the cake,
Narcissistic.
you can't have it either.
Yeah.
That's all right. That's
So in
what
other
you,
words, you can't be 90 at the top of your game,
so
and I am
and
inferior to you in a way. So
so
that
I'm
ain't gonna work.
going
I
to
gotta pull you
bring
down.
you down. Okay, is that not what they're doing?
Of course.
Are they bringing down
The
the
course, the
consciousness, the
consciousness, the medicines, the
intelligence?
foods, the health.
Everything is becoming
Yeah.
six ether. See, you can't make this stuff up, bro.
Yeah.
See, what I'm asking people to do is look practically at reality and what is actually happening in real time. I'm not talking about hypothetics. I am talking look at real time what they're doing. They are creating synthetic food.
That is, I mean,
Like they're stopping real farmers
no,
from
they have
producing real
chicken in
food.
the farms in the laboratory right now.
This is, and they're promoting.
I mean,
this.
not chicken, the
I
chicken
know.
meat.
No, they're creating
I'm
the
like,
meat.
what is this?
They're making the meat.
That's what I'm saying. What is this?
They're making
Oh
it
my
in a
God.
machine.
Yes. I'm calling it chicken, and you would not even know.
Okay, but the reality to that
Oh
is
my God.
this. They're bringing down everyone to a six ether genetic code, which is a self-destruct for the whole planet.
But unless you mentioned earlier what the Bible says, they will try to deceive the very elect. So I think a
Right.
few of us,
Well,
or a few that give me a few,
yeah, but if
they will understand.
it's kind of like terminal cancer. If the few or those who have the ability to
Evade or
evade or
avoid.
deal with
Yeah.
this, if they are not prepared enough or they don't figure out how to render the situation or reverse this,
Maybe everybody.
they're including them. But
Unless nature steps in
no, nature doesn't step in.
and destroy them first.
No, nature doesn't stop this. What nature does is it allow the process to take place
And then reset.
and it resets itself.
So it'll be the end of mankind
Until
and a new birthing.
And a new burden until 9 ether forces come back in play, because only 9 ether can give life.
I mean, anything can sustain life and sustain the
Because
planet.
they give life and sustain life, because that's what the whole balancing of life is.
And Ma'at.
This is when I was talking about OAI, original authentic intelligence. This is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you have to be in alignment with nature in order to help nature sustain itself.
But it only makes sense because it's a synergy. We trade.
Right.
We trade off.
Right. And this is the man God that they're talking about.
Yeah.
And this Jesus was supposed to be a replica of this man God. But this same Jesus, he was after the order of Melchizedek, which means he wasn't even of the highest order.
Right.
He fell in a certain rank, but he was sent to save a certain group of people with the amount of knowledge that he had.
So the salt of the earth and the children of the earth would be who?
The 9 ether beings. It isn't.
It's not a nationality per se. What they teach you in religion today, it doesn't make any sense.
It's just that 9 ether only has one look.
Right.
9 ether has woolly hair and
dark skin, more or less.
Right.
Broad noses, whatever case would be. Yeah.
Because that's the combination for it.
Yeah, and that's the original coding that we were seeing initially.
All right. Have you ever seen it anywhere else? Have you ever seen another race that was not Negroid or what they call Afrocentric and was 9 ether?
No.
Okay, so it ain't about,
because Indians have dark skin.
Right, that's why.
Yeah, but they're not 9 ether.
Right, they still have straight hair.
Because that's definitely mixed.
Right. So are they closer to 9 ether?
Yes.
Yes. Right. Which also reflects in their science and in their cultures.
They're very sharp.
Even the Chinese, you find that they're very disciplined people. And hang on.
Yeah.
You follow? So if you want to know the level of intelligence, just look at the societies.
Mm-hmm.
That's And you'll find that all of those got their knowledge or their way of life trickled
from the from
from
the
the prototype.
yeah, from the Africans, more or less the
Right,
Africans, yeah.
right,
But they'll tell you that because they all
right.
visited and they all were there and they saw the technology, saw what we were doing,
Even if you look at their what you call
their designs,
the
architecture.
design, the architecture,
Hmm.
it follows the same trend of those pyramids.
Yes, on
It
a
just
rooftop, but it's right.
it's
So
the
yeah, so
same.
all is from the original land of
Original.
Africa. Yeah,
It's just that when genetics move from one part of the land to the next, it causes
it
it
changes.
to recombinate,
That's where it came
and
from.
you're watching the expression through what they cultivate. It's telling you what's in the
And
DNA
then,
and
right,
how it
right.
manifests.
And you'll find some trace of the original
Yeah.
somewhere. Yeah, makes
It would,
sense.
yes,
Because then we go back to the fact that the landmass was all one. I think it was
right.
Pangea.
This was
And
Pangea.
over a million of years of continental drift, we were still the same people,
Right.
just had to adapt. And like, I don't say recode, but
It is a
okay,
recode.
recoding to
Recode
the environment.
to the the
Because we're moving
environment.
away from the equator now.
Right.
So yeah,
And remember, this was happening over millions of years
millions of
where
years.
you had continental drifts.
That's the day, yeah. So we
And
had to split. It
so,
was 2 inches a
right.
year,
And
something like
so, in order to keep the planet balanced within those particular environments, certain non-ether beings through time and age just became what they became. Orientals, Hindus, etc., etc.
so we can say that they were all once
Right.
original
They
people.
obviously, if the earth
That's a
split
good
up,
point on,
but
yeah.
watch this. If the earth split up the way it did and people survived and thrived or
They adapted.
survived or
Hmm.
adapted,
Hmm.
then obviously it was intentional for them to be where they was because they was able to survive. And as the division took place, it's also coming back together. So we don't have the force integration.
Right, let it naturally flow.
Integration is going to naturally happen
Yeah,
within the context of the drift coming back into place.
it makes sense.
And so we are not supposed to be with each other.
Mixing up, you mean
We're not supposed to be mixing.
like the white, like
This,
the black girl saying, "Oh, I want a baby with straight long
right.
hair," so they go marry the
No,
white man. The black
no.
girl go marry the white man.
But what she is saying and what he's saying is, I want to self-destruct.
That's what he's saying. Oh, that's what she's
That's
saying.
what they're both saying.
Yeah,
Because
he wants
because he don't
his
want,
DNA to live on.
well, yeah,
But he's destroying the code of the ones that could live on.
right. So it's not a save.
No,
He's already dead.
yeah,
That's what I'm trying to say. So all he's doing is he may slightly prolong
a little
his,
bit right, a little of himself.
but it's still going into a
Yeah,
death
because it's gonna be
because he is
decoded.
the death phase.
Right, right,
So
right.
there's no win for him other than he may live a little bit longer, but that means
No, but you're 100% right because they're gonna be phasing out. They
right.
be phasing out.
Nature didn't create certain beings to live. It's all right. It's just like certain species. They don't live as long as other species.
True.
They have their time
Like I think the
and their
shark. The
cycle.
shark could live. One shark I saw a documentary on was
Yeah.
about 500 years old.
Okay.
A shark.
Yeah, you have trees. Some trees over
10,
3,000.
20,000, millions of years old.
Yeah, some trees still alive. They watch and they been around to see all of this take place.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So nature,
That's everlasting life on that tree.
you follow, but
Yeah.
that's how you have to look at it. So nature didn't intend for everything to live as long as everything else. It isn't fair. It isn't supposed to be fair, but nature never. You never supposed to pit yourself against some other species and try and make it equal. But
Yeah,
you
that's
have to
right.
be
That's right. 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 No, you're right.
you have to be mentally
The same.
insane
The more to mix it up.
to want to say, well, because you live 200 years, I supposed to live 200 years. Or now because you're mad that I live 200 years, you're going to say, I only live 100 years. So you know what?
I can make sure you
I
live
can
less.
make sure you live just as long as I do.
Yeah.
Because it needs to be fair. And that's the genetic
It's a
code.
narcissistic mindset too.
But it is also how they kill or they do what they do. That's the code. The code is to make them believe that they're supposed to be equal because they're still trying to find Ma'at.
They can't find my ad. It's not in them.
The corruption doesn't allow it
Yeah,
to
they're not
happen.
coded for my
It's
ad.
not coded.
For my ad. Yeah.
And once we understand that the code cannot, this is what they mean.
And my ad, you want to break up my ad down real quick? So
But
maybe because
yeah.
first of all, this is the first time.
Well, that's fine. But why are you doing that? this is what they mean by the devil cannot be reformed.
Mm-hmm.
This is
The
what they
devil will always be the devil.
right. A nine eater will always be nine eater. As long as nine eaters in nine eater environment, it cannot be corrupted.
Cannot be corrupted.
It only gets corrupted when it allows six
An
ether
influence,
or
an influence.
outside
Yeah,
influences and it begins to get manipulated.
yeah.
And that's for that reason, that's why you're not supposed to be helping other genetic species because they will manipulate you.
Well, I have a saying that my brother would say sometimes. He says, "Less is more."
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure out, okay, less is more. What does that mean? So what I realize that when you stop what you're doing to help everybody else, you give more of you to them,
that you're
and
supposed to
less for you,
have genetically,
and less for you, right?
which means you are unbalanced
Yeah,
and you are now overexerting your genetic purpose.
right.
And you are not fulfilling what your genetic
Of
purpose
course,
was
because it's
because
someplace else.
it's someplace else doing
Right,
something that ain't supposed to be doing.
right, right. So I learned now you have to do you.
Right.
If you have your family, your husband, or whatever, you take care of your family.
That's
That's your family.
right.
You can't have Sister Annie Jane, Uncle calling you, and you're neglecting your
Well,
family.
no,
Right,
because
to an
that
extent, they still the
right,
same,
right.
but you
But
still can't neglect
here's what the
yourself.
problem is with that.
Okay,
Because the way we have splintered families and segregated
is
families
because
of Eurocentric
influence.
influence.
I understand.
So again, most families
Today, you have the minds, yeah,
right
separation.
right they separate and they try to do what you call units, whereas we used to live as a
As
tribe,
one. I believe
as
that.
one.
Yeah. So if you had no food and I cooking, you straight.
Right.
Or
But
if you needed lumber, well, I understand.
it was never where you was. It was nature and
Everything was ours. Yeah.
you never. It wasn't a tree that was cut off from you. There was never a time where you was ever hungry.
Oh, I understand you
There
saying.
was
And that was
never
way back in the
sickness.
time. Yeah.
That's why sickness, death, disease, and stuff, they was all foreign to us. Go into our cultures, go into our religions, go
So we
into our
did live for
science.
hundreds of years, you think?
Some was you used
Two, three, 400,
average
500
two, three
years?
hundred years. Yeah. I think I think if we go back far enough,
So Methuselah, or
we
Methuselah,
was living literally.
because they say he's the oldest man at the
Yeah.
corner, some 900 years.
Yeah.
But it's a possibility if we are totally in tune with nature.
There was a point in our genetic history
This is amazing stuff.
where we said we wasn't dying because there was
Wow.
no death dealing forces during that time. So there was nothing to kill us.
Right, there was no bacteria, no infections,
Nothing,
viruses,
nothing that was
enough to affect us. And I
yeah.
understand.
It wasn't what they call adverse to our life.
Life, okay.
In fact, we wasn't even killing or eating other creatures. We was getting the same way trees was
Yeah,
getting
fruits.
we was photosynthesizing life.
Wow.
So we
Wow,
wasn't
wow.
eating. We had everything that we needed.
All powers
We
right there.
got the literal sun force. It was
That's
literally
the light that was in
that
man.
was the food.
The light that was in man.
And when they saying this is the same, when they talking about the same light that lighted every man,
That's
this
the
is
force.
what
That's it there, yeah.
this is what we are. This is the reality that we have lost. That's what we need to try and gently
Eventually get back to,
get
but
back
it's like
to.
you said, it's hard, but the influence of the
Right.
6 ether though.
So we either have to move them out of nine ether environments and their influences and all of their devices and foods, or we will perish along with them because like all viruses, they will infect
No, you have to
you,
die because when the
deprogram
the
you,
host dies,
and then they can't survive without you.
yeah, when the
It's
host
the
dies,
same thing
is
with
it?
Africa. These countries can't survive without Africa.
And we've seen that now.
Yeah, so they're parasitically feeding. Yeah,
Senegal cut off France. They stopped the oil and they changed the names of the streets, everything, and also I think it's Ibn Traore and
what did they just do
Burkina
the other day?
Faso.
What did they just try to do in Mali the other day?
I don't know anything
They
about
just tried
Mali.
to do a big coup. They killed the minister of defense.
Oh, I didn't even follow that.
Oh wow, this
I
just
guess
happened like a day and a half ago.
yeah, that's why I put my catch on that one yet. Wow.
Yeah,
So who did that?
and
That
Mali's
would be
right next door to Burkina Faso.
that would be an influence though. Because you know what it is. I'm convinced that outside of Burkina Faso and other countries, that these these influencers have created the system of politics. Let me change that. Like this will be switch. We always had politics, but it was straight. There was no corruption. We understood stuff. But now today, it's politics. It's tricky and it's divisive, where the outside influence they step in and they take control who they want to lead. Just like what America's doing right now,
Like a parasite.
like Iraq, because they killed Saddam. They put in a democratic leader who they chose to control the country.
Like they did with Gaddafi.
Gaddafi, yes, you understand.
This is the playbook.
So I'm saying in Mali, I'm not sure if that will happen in Mali because some of these guys who do these coups, they get paid. You know, in Africa, you know, the US giving you whoever give you money, you get $1 million. That's it. I straight.
Yeah.
Who you need to take out? So I'm just saying, you know, and they
No, I know, but again, that's
I gotta check into that what happened in
yeah,
Mali.
you can check that one out. But that's
So they killed the minister. They killed someone. You said
someone who was very influential in
and prominent.
yeah, who was prominent. But this was a huge attack too. This was a coordinated attack.
So it was a coordinated attack.
Yeah,
Wow,
this
wow,
was
wow.
well organized, but I think with the help of the Russian army, whatever that was there to help out, they was able
To stop it.
to yeah and foil
The
that plan.
counterfoil, you know,
Right.
because Burkina Faso and Russia they have ties now,
Right.
and also China is a part of them now because they
Yeah.
think I don't know the details. There's a trade-off I think on oil and technology,
Well,
and China had to get involved with China and
well,
Russia and Burkina and
notice
Ibrahim.
America ain't gonna mess with China directly.
Never,
Right.
never.
And what China is saying is that it is inevitable that they will have to come to the table and figure out
negotiate
how they will work together. He said because y'all cannot beat us.
Well, the Chinese minister came out and he said if they see one missile heading towards China, they have something called 61.
In fact,
You heard about that?
listen.
Yeah, well, yeah, the
I've heard about the
61, and the
Yeah,
very last one is it.
is a nuclear.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
and he said, and
yeah.
they press, but they can't stop it. So
Yeah,
yeah. So I think America that's stupid.
right. And America simply cannot beat them in an all-out war. They can't beat them in a ground
No, because they have
invasion.
more troops and they have more technology.
Right. It's so
But we understand that the drones that Iran was using, they Chinese. The
no,
cheap drone, $16,000 for a drone with the
well,
bomb on it.
well, keep in mind,
And Russia was giving them the coin.
but Russia
tell you.
and China, they do most of their business with those people. So
Isn't BRICS is what? Is Brazil, Russia, and
China,
China. Yeah, so yeah, no.
South Africa.
So they're ready for so yeah,
Right.
you're right. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And
America
now,
for them.
now with the advent of XRP and cryptos and all of that, now they have a way to bypass because now Iran is saying that you have to buy oil in Yuan, which is Chinese dollars.
Right. It's Chinese. It wasn't Indian. Rwanda. Okay, maybe I don't know. One. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
the Yuan, the Chinese money.
Okay.
So that means you can't use the U.S.
So
dollar.
America finish.
So that means
This is where Babylon's gonna fall because now that money they print money on a daily basis at no value.
right, and so therefore it's going to lose value almost twice as fast as it's
Yeah, but they were
diminishing
they were very like you said earlier, they were very crafty in how they
Right.
structured the system
now. Yeah,
to put their
It's
dollar and
crazy.
put their dollar in every country to make their dollar
but
the
by
bargain trade.
force, and they're forcing countries
Yeah.
to use their money. This isn't like, oh, we love America. This is okay. You have a gun to my head. I have no other choice.
Right, which is wrong.
Right, and so they
Bad.
yeah. So again, you're looking at a parasitic engine that is starting to corrode.
Yep. And lose oil. Let's say lose oil, slow it down.
Right. So
That is amazing.
so I mean, we love to watch and see how this plays itself out.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, I would say, buddy, we've been this now about 2 hours.
Yeah.
A lot to talk about. So I guess we can wrap up this episode. We have no idea what episode this is, but we know we couple we weigh in. And as you can see, it's an open discussion. We talk about everything. All right. So we'll make sure that every week is going to be exciting. And tend to want you to listen to everything from beginning to end because there's something that's gonna rival your ears that you need to know, especially dealing with God or even relationships. Because you heard today that we're not supposed to mix.
Yeah, one day we really need to like just focus on this God situation and
Yeah, well, we could do that. Maybe
um,
the next episode, we could just really break God down completely,
yeah,
and then
yeah,
we have to tie in religion. We would tie in belief systems also. We would bring all that in as to what created this problem,
yeah.
because people are under
The
the
belief.
belief. Yeah, that's a better word. Under the belief that they're gonna die and go to hell and suffer if they don't believe or trust God or accept Jesus. All that stuff was created. That's the
And
system. That's
again, all of this based on a belief. There's
it's a
no
belief, right?
confirmation.
Right. A belief is something there's no accountability for it,
There's no accountability.
and beliefs always change.
Yeah.
You understand?
And when you figure out the belief in truth, then they add another layer.
Yeah. To squash that, to move to a different mindset or different brain washing, you
Yeah,
call it.
yeah.
You know,
So
people hear this podcast, they don't think that we're crazy, but I'll tell you, look, I've been there. I am a person who will always seek to find truth. Truth, you understand? And I tested the theory of the God we pray to of thin air, and it's not valid. It doesn't make any sense. We've proven it, okay? And many of you have been praying for things and you never get it. And if you did get it, it's because your energy draw it to you. All right. This was, I think, what Oprah was talking about a long time ago. Law of attraction.
yeah.
When you just could will things to yourself.
And,
When
that-
you
and again, that's melanin
that's
working
me. I'm better working again in the spiritual level,
subatomic.
subatomic.
It's
So we
yeah.
can explain all this stuff. And I'll say as much before we close. In all the research I've done, spirituality was just again us million people being in touch with nature and vibrations and frequencies. We literally didn't worship anything. We didn't bow down. We
No,
didn't worship.
it's just that on a subatomic level, we could actually interact, see, perceive, calculate, and determine, and have an actual relationship.
Yeah, and we knew what the
Because
outcome was and everything. We knew
yeah,
what the answers were
right. Because the answers are subatomically in
in
us.
us.
It's in our genetic code.
Hmm.
So there you can't. It ain't like we just we think they're saying we're smart or no, we just
At the highest level of manifestation.
right. Nature has all of the genetic codes and all of the answers and all the formulations. And if you're created by the same source, that's what they mean in the image and after the
Like this,
likeness
yeah, yeah,
of this so-called God.
right.
This is what it means. This means that just like this energy or this essence has all of this stuff within it, and it's what is doing all of the creation,
Right.
you are also tied to the same force.
You are part of it,
You are a part of
a
it,
manifestation of it.
and it's a part of you.
So you and it are one.
So you reflect the same intelligence
Of it.
of itself.
Yeah, and that's why they say it's everywhere too, because it's
Right.
in all things.
It's in all
All
things.
things. Yeah, and the key element is the melanin within it.
Man, know thyself,
Yeah,
and in knowing thyself, you know the universe.
yeah,
Because as above, so below.
yeah.
You will never escape this. We could have this conversation over and over and over, and it'll always go back
To the science of nature.
to the
Yeah.
science of nature, and you are nature in human form.
And you know, and again, we keep saying, Anna, there's a fact that as a melanated man and woman, we don't try to seek this stuff. We don't try to figure this. We just live.
Because it's with us.
It's with us, right?
because God-
But the white man is always trying to figure
Watch
something out.
this. Like the Bible says, the kingdom of God is within.
Yeah. So we are part of it.
So if God is within you and God is all
We
knowing
can't look
and
for
all
nothing.
knowledge, there's nothing to look for
Oh.
because you already have it with
Look
you.
at yourself.
So
Look at on within yourself.
and that's why when you go into our sciences or what they're calling religions and all of these cultures that you see, that they all have the same consistent patterns, they have the same consistent science, the same philosophies or thought process, whatever, that equate to precision mathematics. Once you understand, like the Shabaka stone, Like
The
if you
Shabaka stone. That's
right,
a big deal.
again, you calling it a theology, a belief, when it's actual
It's
science.
right.
It
I'm
is like
saying, and you
literal.
can touch it.
In fact, when he re-explained the Shabaka stone,
Mm-hmm.
he called it the relativity of. Let me see how he says it.
I mean,
The
Dr. Ebo,
theorem of
relativity.
truth,
Oh,
or
right. That's like, yeah, 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 yeah.
he used. They say what is the term they use for relatively? What's the European version of it?
I'm not
They
sure.
call it the theory of the string theory, or
Let me
I
see.
forget what they just call it. But he called it the theorem of reality or something like that, which is the truth. The word theorem
Mm,
means truth. Theory means you're looking for the truth.
right. I'm trying to find it. I didn't see anything with it as yet. But the Memphite theology.
Miaphite theology is the
Yeah, philosophy
Shabaka
about
stone,
how the world was created.
which again, watch this.
Yeah,
That's the subatomic
right. How
that
was right.
start with the hydrogen, the helium that creates suns. Suns go on to combust, become supernovas,
Right, and then
and
create
then it
other
creates what you
right
call universes
versus
or
particles
galaxies,
and elements come
and
together.
Earths, which over time becomes what you call planet Earth, and terraform and life comes forward.
So this is bigger than Earth. This is universal we're talking
Yeah,
about.
this is universal science. This is what I'm trying to say. We are connected to the source of all. When they say you're in the image and after the likeness of
Mm-hmm.
the creator is
Universal,
universal.
yeah. Universal
So,
source.
so you have universal understanding. Your precept is based on a universal balancement.
Right.
And you are the caretaker of the planet Earth that is a part of that
Universe,
universal
yeah.
balancement.
And this is why we align ourselves with the stars, the moon, even the animals.
Which
The
is why
animals know when to spawn.
even
They know when to
why you
mutton
think
season, go to the
why you
moon.
think in Egypt they had the Sphinx aligned with the tri-solar system. That's that's out there in the
It's
stars.
out there in the stars. It's out there in the
What would be the
solar.
purpose of that
Yeah,
if that's not a universal connection to something?
yeah. And Orion's belt and all these different
Right.
things.
And when you
Yeah.
get into the Dendera, or the or what you call the Tauret, which is the Dendera, or what you call solar biological clock, that's dealing with universal bodies.
We had definitely discussed all that stuff then there
Yeah,
as well. So probably.
yeah. We call that solar biology. They
Mm-hmm.
deal with lunar astrology, which is the moon. The moon moves around the earth. We deal with the sun moving around the universe. So we
That go
deal with
deep.
universal knowledge, which is why our cities were called universities,
Universities.
because we studied, or we was in tune with the
And
universe.
they now have it as a college.
And this is why this
University, this
Yahshua
university you went to.
was saying as above, so below. Because as you see universally, you also see microcosmically,
Right.
macro and
Micro,
micro. As above, so below.
yeah.
What is happening out in the universe is happening miniaturely inside you as a miniature universe.
Yeah. So
Therefore,
we are like universes, like
yes,
stars.
right.
I guess use that term, like
You
a
are
small
a
star.
solar force,
Yeah.
and you take on solar light, and that is your
And that's why the sun is so important for us
even
too.
when you eat food, you're eating sunlight,
Yeah.
and you convert it into what you're calling energy.
Energy, yeah.
Bo, I don't care how we spin the ball, I don't care how we shake the tree, it's always
It's
going
gonna come back to
if
the
it's an
same thing,
orange
yeah.
tree, you're always going to just get oranges.
Yeah.
If you get
And I
anything
can't
else,
change. You're getting something wrong.
if you get anything else, you're not being accountable.
Right. And there's a belief. Because
Yeah,
you believe in orange is an apple.
you need to do some more investigation if something other than a orange
Orange come
drop
from
off
orange
orange
tree.
tree,
Yeah.
something is off. The calculation.
Well, right now we're talking about the fact that the melanin and the sun, the God particle and stuff. And today is a spin-off of that into religion.
Yes.
You understand? Religion and what's the next one we're gonna call it? Religion and denominations.
Yeah.
It's a spin-off because everyone have a understand what they
What's
think
the
God is.
denomination? It's a dividing.
It is it's divisive.
But we come from a holistic culture where nothing was divided.
Yeah. There's so much to go back to, so much to learn. And there are books on this information, and there are a lot of books on there.
There's tons of information.
But they ain't never want you to see that.
No. Because seeing that opens the eye,
Yep.
the third eye.
The awakening.
Yeah.
We're looking at the awakening. And if all these 9 ethers become awakened, we gotta do nothing. You only gotta sit and meditate.
Yeah, I mean, all we pretty much have to do is just get out of the way. You don't have to have a fight. I say again,
like you say, just leave us alone.
We're not promoting violence. Us alone, yeah. We're saying that if you leave something that is not supposed to be bothered with the way it's not supposed to be bothered with, it'll just dissipate on its own accord, because that's its programming. Yeah, programming is to give life, not be a part of death. Right. We're a part of death and destruction, and you could see it in everything that we're doing. We're being very destructive. We're very toxic. Men against women.
Yeah, we fight each other. There's a lot of stuff. Yeah, like that's not our nature, you know.
Right. So because we are taking on a death code, we are now killing each other, literally.
And that's not preserving life.
No.
And that's not our nature.
And this is what we call progress.
Yeah.
See, this is when you know something is wrong. You're saying that we're having this great progress, but the only thing that's been happening in all of this progress is we're dying faster. Now, could this actually be the progress of Six Ether? Because their purpose is for death and destruction. So we need to start to look at the reality and ask ourselves a very sobering question. Is the progress that they're talking about our progress to death and destruction?
Right. It's not beneficial. It's not beneficial to us.
There's no benefit to 9 Ether to follow along with 6 Ether progress or modernization. Name me something, Bo, that 6 Ether beings, Europeans, have created that is beneficial to Black people or 9 Ether people or the world, for the matter of fact. Name me something, anything that is actually beneficial and is helping to make us better people that they've created.
I mean, that could be a tough one. Like with technology.
How is it
say
better?
Your phone?
But how is it better? Because when you pick up the phone gives you what?
Radiation.
And what does the radiation cause?
Cancer.
So is that better?
So I understand your point. No.
So all right, the price you pay to use.
I know, I got you.
Yeah. Now watch how this doesn't make sense.
Even right down the CAT scans is all. You come into the doctor to get a CAT scan, and it's radiation,
which gives you cancer,
which causes cancer. It triggers cancer cells. I mean, if you study radiation, you would see.
So show me watch this. Even with the cell phone, let's say we're using it in a productive way.
We're
using it so that we could move on the planet faster and get more things done faster. But for what purpose? To become sicker. Every single thing that we're doing with these technologies is causing us to move faster towards our death.
Yeah.
Okay, now they're talking with AI and integration and putting black boxes in your brains and all that stuff. And what is the black chip doing in the brain, and how is it going to affect you? And these nanoparticles.
I guess they manipulate the brain, buddy.
And these 6G and all of this stuff. How does that work on the physical body, and what does that do to you? Nothing. That's what I'm saying. At first glance, you'll be like, yeah, well, I could call you from around the world, but was I supposed to be calling you from the other side of the planet?
Because you ain't supposed to be on the side of the planet.
And I'm supposed to know what you're doing on the other side of the planet, because that ain't none of my genetic business. I ain't even supposed to have any interaction with you and your genetic.
Because those who are with us will be with us in our environment.
you only need the people in your environment
Yeah,
because they're
yeah,
the only
yeah.
people that matter because that's only you, them, and
No, it makes sense. Even in society, why would
so.
you leave the society?
So who benefits from
Yeah,
all of this
it's crazy
technology?
stuff
Only people who are going around taking other people's lands and using it for and taking their resources
for their benefit.
for their
Yeah,
benefit. There is no upside of this
logical reason for it.
for indigenous people that live on their part of the planet. This does not serve us. This only serves foreign invaders. The technology that we use in cars and planes, they use all of those vehicles to get to their destination so that they can take over your
I
land.
got you.
I mean, that's give me another reason. Because when we go to watch this, when we go to work boat,
Hmm.
are we going to work for nature and to make ourselves healthy, or are we doing this to help them and their system?
Yeah, we have them in the system.
So
Everybody has a
even
job, a
the
JOB.
job has nothing to do with our health
No,
and our
and you're right because we
welfare.
work hard to make their money, which is the money they created.
And then they take that same money and they enslave us even more with it.
Yeah, and they yeah. So
So the
it's a very
progress
bad, it's a crazy
is
system
we putting our children in their schools, and our children are no longer our children because when they come out, they're indoctrinated
with their information.
with their information, their beliefs, their
Yeah, I
mythology.
got a thing. I had a problem in college. I had one point. It's like, what's the point of it? Because what are you learning? What are you really learning when you go to
You're only
college?
learning to take care of their
Yeah,
institution.
because when you come out of college with your degree, you go work for them. You work on
That's
their job, and it starts. And I mean, look, for people who listen to this, don't get it wrong.
don't get it
Don't
wrong.
get it wrong because you in a system
You
and the
still have
choice
to
is yours.
survive.
But they start early.
You still have to
They start your
survive.
children getting up early, go to school from 9 to 3. When you leave high school, the primary and high school, then you got to go to college. So you're really used to getting up to going somewhere. It's all a control mechanism.
This is all I'm saying, but all
You
I'm
understand?
saying is that you
And
can, if you can name me anything, see, listen how broad that brush is. Name me one thing in all of the things that these people
I
have
can't even say
that
that
is
that even out to the
beneficial
food
to
because
health or
they
for
mass produce the
longevity.
foods and then the foods are chemicalized to be preserved. I mean,
Plus,
it's just
they're weak
crazy.
in potency
Oh my
because
goodness.
they overfarm in the first place.
Yeah, yeah. Even the soil needs to
The
be, yeah.
soil is so weak that the nutrients that you're getting from the food
That's
is
why
like
it's in a lab now. It's laboratory cranberries, well, I'm cranberry, strawberries, everything is fake.
right. And so you're giving that to fake people that is creating more fake people.
They sprayed apples. Apples got all kind of
And keep in mind,
chemicals on the color red, red 40.
remember the last time I mentioned that they're trying to now cascade the sun so that less sunlight could
What do
come
you mean,
through.
Bill Gates? Yeah, Bill Gates is doing that. Crazy as hell.
These are insane
But he's
people.
blocking the sun because they can't deal with the sun. Remember, the
Yeah.
sun destroys them.
Yeah,
But who gave him the right to do that?
who does the sun
It
is
benefits us.
see?
So who
Now
gives him the right to do
what's
that?
this? Let's just go through a little precursor. What all
Mm.
does do black people naturally just get for being in the sun? We get melatonin, serotonin, adrenaline used properly. Uh, we get immunity,
Immunity is keeping
vitamin D
vitamin D
that
production.
and the vitamin D makes our skin darker. That allows us to get more of the sun. That makes us
Right,
stronger
right.
and increase our
So we
immunity.
can, and then they make UV ray
We
glasses to avoid the rays from sun, which we need. So we should be wearing sunglasses.
And then they create something called sunblock so that they could kind of be in the sun and pretend like they're normal with us.
Right,
And if we put on the sunblock, we get cancer.
Yeah, we get sick
And when
too.
they put on the sunblock, they inadvertently catch cancer because it's a cancer causing
Agent.
agent. You can't make this so name me at
I think I can't name nothing.
there is no upside to anything because
Yeah.
six ether can only create six ether death and destruction things.
He's a chaos.
They only can create what is inside their they was a liar, a deceiver, and a murderer from the very beginning.
Yeah.
That is their code.
And that's written in the Bible that we read.
That for biblical people, for the Bible thumping people.
So this is rightly divine the words. You get the
Now
understanding
these
of
the
it.
same people that because the Bible gives you the description
Well,
of these people,
yeah, because now
and
see,
it tells you
because
who.
we think of like that, because we would say the devil is a liar, right? So is the devil invisible or the devil someone?
No, if the devil is a liar, then that's someone
That's
who
what he's
comes to
saying.
you.
So, so what I'm saying is then we go right back to getting the understanding. When you talk about this devil,
So again,
it's actually
name me what group of people have consistently lied to the planet. See, I just showing
the
you.
question is, are they look, and this might go a little deep again because it's this podcast will be a little long, but that's fine. But when we say kind of man, did they manifest separately? Are they like a virus that landed on the earth?
No, they manifest when conditions become parasitic.
Now I understand. So they are a different
Oh,
manifestation.
you ever notice?
This is for the audience.
Yes.
They are a different manifestation
Oh,
of the original people.
okay, this is what I
Different
say.
from.
You have
This is a
those.
big question. This is a big question, right?
You have those that are of the water and of uh
The land, earth.
of the spirit. And when you
Oh, now I see.
and
Now,
then
hold
you
on, hold on,
have those
stop.
that are of the
So,
earth.
so this is where you mentioned when Jesus was talking about some of the water, some of the. This is it
There's
now.
two. There's man, original, and mankind.
Yeah, see, now we talk
And
about that, but now I don't know if we should break this down
no, not to,
today.
we love the.
So
We can
we
start.
got end on this because
Yeah,
that's what we remember now. Because
yeah.
remember, this is not scripted. You know
I
how
know.
you just talking. Huh?
Yeah.
So listen, people, because this was a question that I had when I was teaching the Bible. Okay, and persons came to me with the question as well, and they always ask me, "It's going to be elder. Where these white people come from?" Okay, and then we would say things like, "Well, God created everything, and God created them." All right, but now when you come out of the scriptures and you start to search for the truth of the real information, you're going to learn, like how he mentioned of the water or of the air,
Right.
the spirit
Of the spirit.
or of the earth.
Right.
So, and to me, it's making sense because you and I had conversations even before we started the podcast. I started to understand a lot of things.
Yeah.
So that's why when they say that there's a species of humans or species of beings, and you have the human being or the human, and there's a kind of human or kind of man,
Yes.
human or kind of man. Now we know the regular people, the normal people are human, man with hue, man with color, man with melanin. That's the first thing. All right. And you have a lot of them that, like we mentioned earlier, that could be Asian, that could be anything because we were all in one land mass, and over the millions of years, as we split and spread,
And they're still dominated
these
by sun forces,
sun forces, right? Exactly.
which
So
allows them to stay balanced and stable.
right, and then they look different because the skin color changes, the
Right.
nose changes, all that stuff like
Plus
that.
the environment and what the environment has genetically
Right,
codified within that environment.
and then now your process of as to when the mankind came on the earth or manifest on the earth. So I think next session we could get into that.
We could tie it.
So you understand that these six ether beings or Europeans, not all of them, are not of the human species. Now, I can say something. They have something called skinwalkers.
See, listen.
That's too much. Skinwalkers.
No. But what I see, I keep it simple.
Okay.
When you go and research what is called pheomelanin versus eumelanin, you find that those are two different genetic compositions on mathematical equations for the way they derive.
Oh, I understand what you're
So
saying.
yeah,
So when the manifest.
so
Right. Okay.
so we're not even biologically the same people because you're dealing with a whole different chemistry. That's why when they go in the sun, they burn. We go in the sun and we get life.
And
That
then
is
salt is a life sustainer too, and they can't take it.
right.
Salt sustains
So
us.
and they can't their bodies can't handle salt, which causes them to have birth defects, and it
Mm.
causes them to be mentally unstable. So by nature, they are just genetically unbalanced by their own genetic code.
Code, right? And there's nothing we can do because that's how they were created.
All right, they spend the last 6,000 years looking for cures, and they've been studying our melanin. And what you don't understand is 9-ether melanin could not be decoded for 6-ether intervention. It just doesn't, right. Because you're 3 degrees away from 9-ether. You don't have the infrastructure to handle 9-ether, which is why when they get 9-ether resources, they denature it or process it.
Yeah.
See,
in order for them to use it.
See, even though they're trying to use it, even though they're stealing it and having it, it has no use or purpose because they cannot. When you decode, when you denature it, you
take away the value
forces that gives you the life, and because you're 6-ether, you can't use it in the 9-ether format.
So the light, they can never utilize the light,
which is why their intelligence gets a certain. In fact, they tell you that their minds when by the time as they reach 15, 16, their pineal gland calcifies, which means that you are dealing with a 14, 15-year-old adolescent who is never going to develop past that point in intellectual capacity. So they never become too refined. Am I talking about everyone? There are certain exceptions to the rules,
of course,
but across the board, genetically, that is just what they are.
Yeah, and that is again the kind of man we're talking about.
You're just talking about the kind of but their purpose is for death and destruction
and to bring balance. Yeah,
and that brings balance because they get rid of all of us that are crazy.
Well, I mean, let me use
9-ether beings. I mean,
I would use a crazy example. It's like if you are in a society, and for some strange reason, someone contracts a disease or disease or a virus. And you know that this one person, this virus spreads, everybody dies.
Yeah.
So they quarantine or they cast away that person so the rest can survive, but that one has to die.
Yes.
So just let it take its course. So I can understand. I can understand.
And that's how nature allows strong things because you have to be willing.
But even the fish, when the fish swim, if one fish gets sick, they separate like the barracudas.
It only makes sense.
Yeah, if the sick barracuda stays with the rest of the school,
it can affect everyone else.
Yeah, so it only makes sense.
It's just the law of nature.
Yeah.
And if you don't segregate, then everyone gets compromised.
Yeah. So now how we mixing? We should not mix. Why are we mixing?
Listen, because you have the same sick creature telling us we should mix. Okay, who created the idea of a melting pot? Who rhetoric is that? Okay, that's 6-ether rhetoric because to them that's beneficial.
Wow.
This is how you see, like you say, when a European mate with a 9-ether, their genetic ability, it takes them longer to die and we die faster.
Yeah.
Because now we have weakened our genes.
We can only calculate at the high level because it's been compromised.
So we just kill our whole potency and thing because we say we're looking for love. But when you do that, your genetic code is already saying you're ready to infect it. And that's why you feel like being with a European.
But I mean, all of it true. Like you said,
it's all science.
Through television.
Yeah.
Because why? Even like,
but you notice that there's certain black people or 9-ether people. I don't care. I don't care how bad my women get. I would still rather live and die mating and being with my black female.
Well, of course.
Than being with another race or another group of people.
Yep, that's right.
Who spend a whole career trying to exterminate me on my queen or my princess or my goddess.
Or whatever you call it, right.
Whatever name people want to go with. But you understand? And they're the ones would create the division between us.
Yep. Because a lot of women don't respect the black man anymore because of the influence of the white man in their head. Yeah.
Again.
And they use a commodity, like money is one. You know, oh, I'm white and I'm rich. Come to me. Your husband has some money. Your boyfriend has some money.
Remember the welfare.
Yep, all these things.
Remember they used the welfare to get the man out of the house.
Yeah. The woman was just you can check the research.
But now
in America,
what do they do? They take it back. They took it back.
Yeah.
Whatever they give you, they have the power to take back. And once they finish using you for the purpose, now that we have become enemies of each other, they say, all right, now we can take the money back because they already hate each other.
Yeah, I remember the story of Saddam Hussein. They used Saddam, boy, use him good.
Okay, and then they went right in this
when it's done
country
with him, they kill him.
and they didn't just kill him; they kill him and his family,
Everybody,
underdogs. They
yeah,
kill everybody.
That's why the God of the Bible, bro. We make it sound like that. Didn't God say when you go to the land? Hold on. I didn't mean to bring it up, but in the Old Testament, that so-called God in the Bible say when you go to that land, kill everything, father, mother, child,
everybody,
baby, dogs. What kind of God is? And we read that stuff and we accept that. Okay. Whose mindset is that? Whose behavior is that? That's the attribute of who? Sixth ether.
Okay, so and again,
and then the God of the Bible want land. We fight for land. Hold on, the God that created everything
and owns all of the land,
owns the whole world. Talking about land for people, just it's enough land for bro. That's this Bible. We have to dissect it even more.
Well, we could get into
we have to get into it even more.
We could actually, because there's a lot of misunderstandings that even with these conversations about the God and how this God was moving and all that. And when you get underneath,
you mean the breakdown who the gods were?
Then you really get.
And you learn that the God in the Old Testament, I think he was. I forget which God it was. He was actually a human.
Yeah,
a little human being that represented the people and was fighting for land for them, literally.
Yeah.
Like you remember the name?
Because again, when you depending on how you look at these words, it defines if you're talking about a Lord, a God, a deity, or a force.
That's a big difference.
And all of those are in the Bible. You just have to know where they are hidden
and which one they're talking about for the context.
Right.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
But we could do it, and we could really put a lot of.
I reckon this can be probably a couple of good months to years just getting through all of this. Really, really mean months.
African information is so vast that we could spend lifetime.
That's what I'm saying. Like we can do it though. We can do it for the sake of the 90th beings that want to listen and want to be educated to understand what the truth is. Yeah. The truth, you see, because I had to come into the truth after it was free. All this, I mean, we were keeping Sabbath, we were doing okay. This,
mind you, all of these things are relevant.
But they were cultural, though. It's still cultural.
But they have they have. I'm telling you this.
Yeah.
There are scientific realities to all of these practices.
You mean that we did back in the days?
Yeah. And we have access to these practices.
Well, we have
access to the language. We could speak our language again if we want to.
Yeah, we had to go back into that. So I think as we bring the information forward, we may build a community. Who knows? So it will be.
I know one thing: if you're not eater, you better be thinking about building a community.
Yeah. Well, the Amish do it. The Amish literally separate, and they actually
Yeah, and they live in very natural.
They actually exporting. They're not Bahamas.
They're making money selling
Bahamas,
selling
all kind of honey
and premium price.
But the government gives them land, and they can't give the babies land. I shouldn't even guess. It's an old discussion.
Yeah. Because again, who's influencing the governments?
Yeah.
So it takes us right back there.
Boy, I tell you. But anyway, listen, guys. So this has been another episode. We definitely end on this one here because we supposed to stop us in 37 minutes.
Yeah. I had to go there. Right?
Yeah. So we're gonna continue. Of course, next week. I guess we say God's willing.
Yes.
Or if it shall be, whatever you say.
If it's willing.
If it's the will of the energy, we'll be back here for next week to have another episode.
Yes.
Again, there'll be comments open, and of course, if you are, I guess, disrespectful or out of order, we know you're definitely 6 ether, and you just be blocked.
No, you just
we be blocked because sometimes they could be a nuisance.
That's why it's called intellectual bus stop.
Yeah,
just jump off the bus.
No, they ain't kick off the bus.
Just jump off the bus.
Anyway, so until next time, we are out. All right.